Live, local, and the first in Florida with an HD radio digital signal.
Howard!
What are we going to do now, huh?
Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Howard! All right.
Sometimes I feel it lies passing me by. Sometimes I feel that people know how to smile. But when I listen to your show, you make me laugh like sharp. And when I listen to your show, a new Rhodes on the radio.
She was a model, a 10 on the scale, was a fine teacher, her methods were hailed, the world was her oyster, but Debbie got nailed. That's why this teacher is a tramp.
Absolutely.
Her lover was 14, with zits on his face. Their chauffeur was 15.
All right.
He drove them all over the place.
Yes.
Shame on you, Debbie, a newlywed disgrace. That's why this teacher is a tramp. She is a drop-dead, gorgeous, blue-eyed angel who likes them middle school boys. They were her toys. In a back seat came her defeat. Won't ever be teaching. She'll now be a vamp. That's why this teacher is a tramp.
Oh, my God.
Talk shows and comics all over the screen. They're talking about Debbie and her young teen. Butterfly tattoos with some Chinese in between. That is why this teacher is a tramp. She'll make $1 million on her first book. The TV movie will have us all hooked. Her 14-year-old lover, he made her a crook. That's why this teacher is a tramp. Larry King, Leno Mori, Oprah, she'll be doing those shows. That's the life she chose. She's lewd, but I food. Sweet Debbie LaFave, please heed your call. Please won't you teach me? I'll arrange the grant.
Okay.
Come on, baby, please be my tramp. Oh!
10:04 at 560 WQM. Happy Tuesday to you, July 13.
Yeah.
This poll you took yesterday. Well, I just got too much stuff on my plate, as they say. I don't have any of the blue de costados.
Well,
maggot-infested cheese. Now, what is that? Maggot-infested cheese?
We didn't believe a lot of these things, so we had to verify them. Josh Googled them, and
I love
sure
blue
enough,
cheese.
There they are, with recipes and pictures and all that.
George asked, what's the grossest food that people actually eat? Blue de costados, maggot-infested cheese, 202. Now, you tell me that all blue cheese is infested with maggots?
No, that's not blue cheese.
What is it?
It's maggot cheese.
Faggot cheese?
Well, you'll tell us about that, I'm sure.
Oh, maggot cheese. In other words, you're talking about something that came out of Josh Friedman's pupik. Placenta, 180. Although I understand that Mo likes that.
Absolutely.
People, 148. They're eating people, or Boca burgers, one or the other. Rats, 86. Monkey brain, 78. Head cheese, 61. To me, that would have been my vote. Oh, God. Oh, I look at it. You know, when you walk into a deli and you see it in the counter?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
I mean, head cheese.
Ain't no placenta.
Now, back in the day, I might say something about that, but I'll move right along. Dogs, 48. By the way, my mother had my little dog killed and lied to me about it for years. Skippy. Poor Skippy. Rocky Mountain oysters, 47. Balut, fertilized duck eggs, 46. Gefilte fish, 42. Now, why did that get on there?
People called it in, and I didn't want to put it on, and then somebody else called it in and said, stick it on there, or we got a fax.
Gefilte fish is just whitefish. There's nothing. It's whitefish and pike. There's nothing. This pike rhymes with cow brains, 32. Viper urine soup, 32. Although Josh Beckett has he's got a taste for it. Blood sausage, 24. Eyes, 22. Liver, 22. Chitlins, 18. Cow tongue, 18. Well, what about just tongue in general?
All right. Tongue
Cat,
in general,
16. Tripe, 15. Scrapple, 7. And Vienna sausage, 6. And why is Vienna sausage on there?
I don't know. I argued with that guy. I love Vienna sausage. I could go for a can right now.
Yeah. And what about, what's the other stuff in the can? Spam.
Right.
Oh, that should have been on there.
I don't like it unless it's fried with cheese.
Anyway, that was the poll George took yesterday, but the one that I really want to talk about at great length, maybe for a couple of 100 days, is the one you took on Friday. I was in here early on Friday, tapping out some stories for Eric and Josh there because, I don't know, I guess because I was going away for the weekend in Niagara Falls. By the way, I'm sitting at the Fallsview Casino, Niagara Falls, outside in the parking lot area waiting for the bus, the Coach Canada bus to bring me back after losing my ass. And I'm sitting there with a friend, and all of a sudden, there's a car turning in a parking lot about 50 yards away, and a girl, I'd say like maybe 20-ish, I really wasn't paying much attention, sticks her head out the window and says, "Isn't that Neil Rogers?" And then before I could react by waving or flipping her off or anything else, away they went, and I saw the Florida license tag, and there they went. So yeah, that was me. What are the odds of that?
I don't know, 50-50.
No, seriously, what are the odds of that happening? First of all, what are the odds of my sitting out there waiting for a bus? And it was really a bizarre thing. It was a happening. But anyway, which game should be made into a pro sport? So I'm looking on the poll that you're taking, and I look at it, and I thought, what is this all about? And so I opened the pot and listened for 5 minutes, which I never, ever do, for 5 minutes. And I'm going to tell you, George and Josh there were having the greatest time of their lives, and the phones were ringing off the hook like we're giving away $100 to every caller.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Too.
Which game should be made into a pro sport? And I will proudly tell this audience that, let's see, the only ones on here I've heard, Spin the Bottle, of course, Ultimate Frisbee, foosball, air hockey. Those are the only ones on here I think I've ever heard of in my life. I mean, knife chicken, guard the pin. How about guard the min pin?
I'm Jewish in your neighborhood and all those stories that you tell.
Bloody knuckles,
you never had anybody throw a knife
chicken,
at you?
monkey bar fighting, box ball,
you know these games, just not
tether
by the
ball.
name.
No, I don't know these names.
Tether
Kick
ball,
the can.
oh please, tether ball, the ball on a rope on a
stare
pole.
down contest, burn ball, ass. Burn. What is that?
They had to tell me about that one.
King of the Hill, thumb wrestling. Pencil fighting.
Never heard of thumb wrestling.
Paper football. Oh, this is a beautiful thing. So anyway, with the tremendous response George had on that, I figured I went right to the edge of my balcony and contemplated jumping. But then I thought, nah, why the hell bother? Why even waste the time, you know? With my luck, I'd probably catch my leg on the ledge and break it.
I've heard you say.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Anyway, we got some heavy-duty stuff on our website now. How about that, boys and girls, before we get into this? Pete Bolger's a real hole, in case anybody doesn't know that. And David Ross also was a real hole over there at Cheap Channel. Who are you people kidding? Who are these people kidding? Anybody?
No.
Another one of these open up a pot and put a bunch of crap on. In fact, they're even taping the goddess on there. Putting tapes on the air from the day before. So it's going to be really timely, not... Oh, it just makes my teeth ache thinking about what these people do. They got that 50,000 watt signal, and just in the middle of the night, all of a sudden on Sunday night, oh, we're a WINC again, super stupid talk. Haven't we already been there once before, several times before, many incarnations of that, including Rick and Suds? Stupid talk. And we got Air America, baby. We got Randy on tape, in case you missed her the day before. We got Al Franken, who I understand is about as exciting as listening to milk curdle in a glass. We got this Yahoo guy, Ed Schultz, in the afternoon. who is on in about 6 little tiny markets like Geneva, New York, and Amarillo, Texas, places like that nobody ever heard of. And then we got more tapes of the goddess, and then we got Janine Garofalo at night. Oh, we'll get into that. It just makes me sick to my stomach, the whole idea. I mean, if they would have put something good on there, we would have appreciated it. We'd like it, even though it might be competition. But this is just so lame. I mean, are you people crazy or what?
Yes.
Just keep shuffling the deck. And, of course, whoever they had on Fox Sports, which was a piece of crap anyway, but whoever they had on there who was on live, forget about that. So Cheap Channel continues syndicating every radio station in America. Every one. Just open up a pot and put somebody on who doesn't have any idea where, anything that relates to your life. They don't know anything about it. It's just tragic. Anyway, let's do the first poll today before we talk about the boobies on our website and all of that good stuff. And Connie Selica. Here's the first poll, because the second one later is going to take a long time. I haven't even thought about the second one, but I think it's a good one to take. In fact, maybe they had some of that blue Costanza, whatever, Midge Costanza. Would the Bush people try to postpone the election if they feared losing? And who's the one guy who's been telling you for a long time that there might not be an election?
Oh, God.
There you go. How many months have I been saying that?
You sure are funny.
About 30, man.
Yeah. If they get far enough behind, nothing would surprise, I wouldn't put anything past this crowd. But we'll see if the audience agrees. Would the Bush people really try to postpone the election if they feared losing? 4 choices. Yes, they'll do anything to stay in power. Why not? They stole the first election. No, they're too honest for that. Or no, they'll win honestly. In other words, they don't have to postpone it because they're going to win anyhow.
Right.
Did I leave anything off of there?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like a wiener to me. And the second poll we're going to take starting at 11. And boy, I got a lot of crap here, a lot of heavy duty stuff, including
Well, we're moving on now.
some important people died over the weekend. What restaurant anywhere in the world outside of South Florida is the best? You notice I put outside of South Florida? Because we've done that a million times and we don't, Plus, it's that time of the year. It's the middle of the summertime. People are traveling. Maybe if they go to some place you've been, they might want to check it out. Right?
Right.
So stop and think about that.
Niagara
Falls.
Like Niagara Falls.
What does that mean?
Like what's a good restaurant in Niagara Falls? So when I go there to jump.
Oh.
For my last meal.
That poor broad there, that she was trying to jump and they wouldn't let her jump. She probably had a bad day at the slots. Huh? Maybe she had some frog sit down next to her at a machine she just got through playing and winning $4,000 like I had happen to me. Oh, brother.
You watched that video like 100 times or so?
No, I saw it 3 or 4 times.
Did it look to you like one of the firemen was smacking the crap out of her because she was resisting them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
He was saving her. He was saving her life. What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with it. Is that me or is he just wailing on her?
Yeah, he was saying, "Cut the crap, bitch, and come back up here, make me look like a hero." 10:13 at QAM.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
No! Were you drudge packing?
Now, in video stores everywhere, from the people who brought you the Frugal Gourmet Cooks with Wine, it's the Frugal Gourmet Cooks with Boys. Yes, the Frugal Gourmet Cooks Italian.
Hey, little man, I've got some lovely sausage for you.
The Frugal Gourmet Cooks Chinese.
Today I'm going to make some young guy.
And, of course, the Frugal Gourmet Cooks Greek. Yes, it's your warm and fuzzy old friend, the Frugal Gourmet, like you've never seen him before. He may be frugal with his money, but not with his sauce. The Frugal Gourmet Cooks with Boys, only $19.95 at a video store near you. And don't forget, coming next fall, it's the Frugal Gourmet Cooks with Malt Liquor.
Die?
You and me, baby, there ain't nothing wrong.
sure you spent a lot of time talking about both Jeff Smith, the frugal gourmet, and Isabel Sanford dying.
Hours, both of them. I mean, wait, no, neither one.
Neither one? You didn't talk about Isabel Sanford, about Wheezy?
I saved that for you.
Oh, you heartless bastard, you. I might just play that the whole day on it. That got to be one of the 5 or 10 top shows of all time. We'll do that poll again one of these days soon, like maybe Thursday. All in the Family and the Jeffersons. Is there any doubt about it?
Yeah.
There is?
Yeah. I don't like
Why?
the Jeffersons as much as you do, but I do like them.
You don't like the Jeffersons?
I do like them.
Oh.
Not as much as you do.
Why is that?
It's just not as funny as I think you think.
Okay, whatever you say. And by the way, for the Jeffersons fans, even though, what's her name is dead, Isabel Sanford, Florence, the maid, wasn't that her name, Florence? Mm-hmm. I don't know what the woman, the actress, what her name is, but she's about 100 years old now, and she's Aunt Irma on Passions the last couple of weeks. She's making one of those cameos like Ruth Buzzy did last year, and we got Aunt Irma on there. You slut, you trollop, you whore. She's great. Anyway, Jeff Smith, the white-bearded minister who became public television's popular a frugal gourmet before a sex scandal ruined his career, died on Friday. He was 65. Mr. Smith died in his sleep Wednesday. He had long suffered from heart disease and had a valve replaced in 1981. In the 60s, Mr. Smith, a United Methodist minister. Did you know that?
No, I do not.
Began teaching a course at the University of Puget Sound in Tacoma titled Food as Sacrament and Celebration. Eventually got his own program on the local PBS affiliate, Cooking Fish Creatively, and his career took off with an appearance on Phil Donahue's talk show. The Frugal Gourmet became the nation's most watched cooking show. It was a good show. You did watch it, I'm sure.
No.
And a series, the only reason I watched it was because he did a lot of shows in Italy. Oh,
that
just
way.
Phenomenal. A lot of Italian food, too. And a series of accompanying cookbooks broke sales records for the category. It was no Iron Chef. But in 1997, 7 men filed a lawsuit alleging they'd been sexually abused by Mr. Smith as youths. 6 said the abuse occurred while they worked for him at the Chaplain's Pantry, a restaurant he operated in Tacoma in the 70s. If you can't get molested in the get molested in the pantry. The 7th alleged Smith abused him after picking him up as a hitchhiker in 1992. He denied the allegations, was never charged with a crime, yada yada, and that's it. He survived, by the way, by his wife Patricia and 2 sons. He had a wife, you know.
Yeah.
And then again, Isabel Sanford, forget about the Frugal Gourmet.
Well, we're moving on now.
Talk about somebody that George even knows, like, even better than Schmear the Queer. Although Sherman Hemsley's on the show, that's probably why you didn't like it. Maricon.
Thought he was funny.
Actress Isabel Sanford, best known as Wheezy. Louise Jefferson on the television sitcom The Jeffersons died of natural causes, her publicist said yesterday. She was 86. That's old enough. See, I don't have to worry about saying stuff like that anymore. No, I think that's why my mother made it to 91, and then she kind of like departed, because I always said, well, 90's old enough. I'm going to show you a thing or two. And she made it to 91, and then bye-bye. If there's anybody who wants to hear more about the funeral, the only thing I will tell you is that I got a report, did not go, but I got and I'm glad I didn't go, just if for no other reason this part. They still do the barbaric thing, I guess it's a Jew thing, where they lower the casket into the ground, and then everybody who's there attending has to take the shovel and put a shovel full of dirt over the casket.
Right.
I mean, if that isn't sick, if that isn't barbaric and just gut-wrenching, I guess the idea is to, give you the most for your money, right?
I guess. A little interactive.
The most misery and the most grief and the most shrieing and carrying on. I don't know.
They should shave some cost off of the funeral if you're doing.
As a matter of fact, another good reason that I wasn't there is if I would have taken a shovel and gotten a shovel full of dirt, I would probably not have thrown it on the casket. Because there were some people there. Well, Sanford died Friday at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center,
Well, we're moving on now.
where she had been hospitalized since the 4th of July. Her daughter, Pamela Ruff, was at her side. Her health had waned after undergoing preventive surgery on a neck artery 10 months ago. Sanford co-starred with Sherman Hemsley, 75 to 85. 10 years it was on, and you don't like it.
Okay, I don't like it.
On The Jeffersons, a spin-off of the popular series All in the Family. Well, I don't understand what is not to like.
I like it a lot.
I think you've been reading too much Tom Jicka lately.
You said All in the Family and The Jeffersons are the 2 best shows ever.
That's not what I said. I said tie in the top 5 or 10.
Okay.
That's my personal take, along with Flipper.
I'll put it in top 10.
In 1981, Sanford became the first black woman to receive an Emmy for the Best Actress in a Comedy Series for her work on The Jeffersons. Isabel was our queen. And that's what we called her on the show, said Maria Gibbs. Maria Gibbs is who's on Passions this week. Thank you. Who played the Jeffersons' maid, Florence. Gibbs said that even before the hit sitcom, Sanford's comedic talents were evident during acting auditions. Isabel would come in and just light up the room and start telling stories. Everybody would be in stitches, Gibbs said. Sanford, a native New Yorker, was joined by Jefferson's creator Norman Lear and others in January when she received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Isn't that great that before she croaked, they did something good for her? Nice going. You go, Isabel.
Well, we're moving on now.
And I don't care what George says. I bet you even Josh likes the Jeffersons.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. See? He's not going to go overboard because then he won't be talking about Schmear the Queer and foosball again no more. On our beaded curtain today, we got some heavy-duty stuff, man. I'll tell you that. We got not only Connie Selica. Now, we don't know what time that picture went up yesterday, the QM booby trap.
No.
But it is the dog days of summer. You can't even walk outside because of the smoke and the all that other crap, especially in Dade County. So, as a result, we want to give you something to occupy your time. Keep you busy, keep you off the streets, keep you out of trouble, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a pubic service. I guarantee you they won't be doing that on Air America.
Well,
yeah, that's right. They have a few boobies on here, all right, but they won't be doing this. Underneath the picture of Connie Selica, who's today's beaded curtain lady. That's a good picture, too.
Yeah.
From quite a while back, thank goodness, because she's an old bag. Underneath that, you got... Oh, wait a minute. It's got to download each time.
Right.
Excuse me.
It's a program. You got to activate
It's a little
it.
program. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it's, well, there they are. Now, if they look at it and they see all the boobs on there, I mean, that'll be a good start.
No,
but
no.
that's just for starters.
Touch them, play with them.
What you do is you take your cursor and you just take your mouse
out of the house
and you scroll it right along Booby Lane there. It's the QM booby trap. Look at that. And the faster you scroll it, the faster you move your mouse, the more action you get, so to speak. There you go. And we also still have on there, and I asked Josh, he didn't have the clue. We got about 3 or 4 pictures. Is that a leftover holdover from Paige Davis?
Huh?
Paige Davis.
I guess. I don't know.
The 3 or 4 pictures that are there between the booby trap and the Rasputin's penis is Paige Davis. And there's a bunch of pictures where she's like playing grab ass and getting doing ass to ass.
Oh,
and then you go back to the booby trap and move your mouse around again a little bit.
There she is. Yeah, Paige Davis, because the Inquirer or one of those magazines had these pictures, but you know how they put the oops star over the top of the part they don't want you to see? Mm-hmm. So I found pictures without the star obscuring her butt.
So we got plenty to keep you busy today, keep you off the street. Here's the early result on our first poll today. Would the Bush people try to postpone the election if they feared losing? Yes, they'll do anything to stay in power. Out of 131 votes so far, 72 said that. Why not? They stole a first election, 44, good point. No, they'll win honestly, 13. And no, they're too honest for that, too. So you put those two together, you only got about 11%. 11.5. 27 after 10 at 560 WQM for the best pizza in town or your money back. That's the guarantee you get from Jeff Cohen at the Pizza Loft. That's correct. He guarantees you'll be thrilled with the food at Pizza Loft and is so sure you're going to love his pizza, 3 different kinds, by the way, that he will guarantee his pizza is the best in town or give you your money back. I bet you the Rimmers are going to be taking him up on that for lunch today before they leave town. That's right, the best pizza in town or your money back. After 27 years in South Florida, Pizza Loft has earned a reputation for quality food and service far beyond expectations. Jeff's inviting you to stop by Pizza Loft today. Take him up on that offer for the best pizza in town. I guarantee you, I'll bet Jeff High's life on it. They become one of Pizza Loft's regular customers and be coming back again and again because they give you fresh, delicious goodies, big portions, everything is cooked to order, and the prices are so teeny and tiny you can go back over and over again. They now offer you Balance for Life Zone diet menu items as well as whole wheat pizza and whole wheat pasta. Pizza Loft, you'll find them in the same location. They've been going strong for years and years now. They're on University Drive between 595 and Griffin Road, just a mile south of 595, and they're open every day, 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Tons and tons of free parking. They deliver to most of Southwest Broward, too. For takeout, delivery, and catering, call the world-famous Pizza Loft at 954-916-8880. That's 954-916-8880. Pizza Loft, home of your money back guarantee.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Behind the true Hollywood celebrity music biography profile story. Their one-hit song contained a simple message. But was it accurate? They were D-Life.
it's pretty obvious, don't you? Where is the groove? Groove is in the heart.
But there are those who disagree with the groove location assertions of Delight's lead singer.
Well, I'll tell you where the groove is. The groove is in my cottage cheese ass.
No way. The groove happens to be in the groin area.
Oh, please. I couldn't put a groove in your groin with electrodes. What the hell do you know about where the groove is anyway?
I happen to have a postgraduate degree in groove studies from Columbia.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Degree in Groove Studies.
We may never know for sure just where the groove is located. Perhaps it will turn up with those weapons of mass destruction. It's a big, juicy, sopping wet look at show business tonight on Inside the Behind.
27 to 11, 181 votes on there already. Look at that. Would the Bush people try to postpone the election if they fear losing? Yes, they'll do anything to stay in power. 97, 53.5%. Why not? They stole a first election, 63, 35%. No, they'll win honestly, 19, 10.5%. No, they're too honest for that, too, 1.1%. A lot of skeptics out there, and right here, and over there.
Wait.
Oh, anyway, Connie Selica was born May 25th, 1955 in the Bronx. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Now you do. Some of her work, I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, 2002, and mostly made-for-TV movies like Anna's Dream, Dangerous Waters, Punch Drunk, was a regular movie, Doomsday Rock, Something Borrowed, Something Blue, While My Pretty One Sleeps, Holiday to Remember, The Surrogate, Dangerous Affair, She Led Two Lives, not to be confused with I Led Three Lives, Herbert Philbrick, Second Chances, and a bunch of other TV. Boy, lots of stuff, man. She's older than, 45, 49. But the picture goes back some time. Pretty good picture. And once you're through checking out Connie Selica, you can, check out the QN Booby Trap. Right? Isn't that a good name for it?
Until we get sued.
Because once you enter into that, no, they don't have a copyright on that name. Jeez, that's like Donald Trump. You're fired. You're fired. Oh, it's scary.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of scary, Bush may use terrorism excuse to delay elections. This is what they've been talking about. They've been dropping these hints after what's his name?
Oh, God.
I told you. Nothing would surprise me. When you go to the lengths they did to steal the first election in 2000, why the hell wouldn't they do this now? And what it really is terrible, well, let me just read this. In what could be viewed as a desperation attempt to hold on to the presidency, the Bush administration is preparing plans to postpone the November presidential elections by claiming the threat of a terrorist attack would disrupt the process. Not an actual terrorist attack happening, but just the threat of it. So I can just see on November 1st, the day before we're supposed to have the election, here comes Tom Ridge again, with that boring look on his puss, comes out and has a press conference to announce, we have some non-specific, but we think that maybe somebody opened the mail and found some powder in it. In fact, we're going to have the president check the powder. Sources within the Department of Homeland Security confirm the agency is preparing legal steps to postpone the election and can do so at a moment's notice when the orders come from the White House. Michael Isikoff of Newsweek magazine is also confirming this in this week's edition. They're working on it. They're getting ready. The Department of Homeland Security asked the Justice Department last week to review what legal steps would be needed to delay the election. The department was asked to review a letter to Ridge from Jeff DeForest Soares, who's the chairman of a new U.S. Election Assistance Commission. The commission was created in 2002 to provide funds to the states to replace punch card voting systems and provide other assistance in conducting federal elections. And I hate to break the news to these people, but the executive branch doesn't have the authority to postpone the election. Only the Congress can do that. Are you aware of that?
I am now.
That's about the one thing, even though, of course, it's the Republican-controlled Congress, but it's the one thing you ought to keep in mind, okay, that might cause us to have an election. WRFX dropping sports, wrote Jim Sarney on Friday. I'm telling you, that Jim Sarney, what a nerd this guy is. Is there any doubt?
Absolutely.
Wow, what a piece of turd you are, Jim. If you took him and Barry I think he's Barry Jackass in drag. I think it's the same person. He just leaves the brown paper bag from lunch at the Herald, then he zips over to the Sun Sentinel. It's the same guy, Jim Sarney. Same little whacker. See, I can't say that anymore. Well, he goes on the stuff we already know. It's like we're walking down the Green Mile side by side, said Toast, who teamed with Stu Gatz on the 3 to 6 p.m. show. Now, whatever you think of Stu Gatz, who was a good guy but didn't belong on the air, and Toast, who really is living up to his name. The fact of the matter is that was about the only local. And what about that big shot guy, Josh, they had from Orlando or Jacksonville? What was that guy's name?
Who cares?
No, you know who I'm talking about.
I don't.
That ex-jock in the morning show. They had that was Cilio. Wasn't that his name? Dan Cilio?
Dan Cilio, yeah.
Well, you are weak. Well, if we see, stick to your foosball and your Schmear the Queer. But, I mean, this is the only local show they had on any of their stations. Was Stugatz and Toast. So now what they've done by taking this INZ stupid talk again, they've eliminated that. All it is just open up a pot and put on somebody somewhere that's on 75,000 different stations, and then that's it. Local radio is gone. It's dead. It's history. Mark it down. But then Jim Sarney goes on to say something that really frosted my ass, and I guess it frosted Hank's fat ass, too, from what I was told by Muff this morning while she was extrapolating crap. Tony Bruno and Jim Rome, this is what Sarney wrote. Tony Bruno and Jim Rome had loyal listeners, and the combination of Stugatz and Toast, followed by Jorge Sedano, 6 to 8 p.m., who George, by the way, says is a pretty cute guy, was developing a young, hipper audience. Now, how did you meet George Sedano?
At the party at Dave Hayes'
At a
house.
Jorge party? At where?
At a party at Dave Hayes' house.
I see. Anyway, but here's the line that really cracks me up. Jim Sarney says that we're developing a younger, hipper audience. Oh, my God. The station was making money, and the ratings in the men's 18 to 34 demographic were good. They didn't have any ratings in any demographic, you idiot. What you know about ratings, we could stuff in your... have room for the Chinese army left over, you imbecile Jim Sarney at the Sun Sentinel U. And then Sean Piccoli today follows it up. We know him from somewhere. If anybody knows who Sean Piccoli is at the Sun Sentinel, let us know. He used to do something.
Okay.
You know,
I'll take your word for it.
He used to do something. I don't know. We know him from somewhere. Liberal radio hits airwaves in South Florida. Now, first of all, this is another brilliant article. Jicka didn't write it because Jicka's out there on the West Coast getting schmoozed and wined and dined by all the networks for their, that annual summer fart fest they have going on out there. And listeners could, he goes on about they didn't start with a flawless start yesterday and they had dead air for a little while. Listeners could have heard former South Florida radio personality Randy Rhodes skewer the White House for various offenses and greet her new audience with a Hello Miami Jappy Yenta thing. What he doesn't realize, I guess, is that it's on tape from the day before. She's not doing a live show on there. She's on tape right now. Tune into the goddess on tape. Other daily shows on WINZ are Morning Sedition, 6 to 9 a.m. That's Air America crap, whose title spoofs NPR's Morning Edition. See, their whole shtick, the whole idea with Air America now is it only a bad idea and poorly executed, but it's an anti-this. They're spoofing NPR in the morning, and then the Franken factor noon to 3, who's spoofing Bill O'Reilly. We're the anti. Whatever the other side is, we're the anti. The anti.
They were spoofing NPR in the morning? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
They were just two guys talking.
Morning Sedition, but the title is a spoof. Yeah? And the Majority Report at night, 8 to 11 p.m. with Janine Garofalo. So he leaves out the 3 to 6 guy, which is Ed Schultz, who's a guy that nobody ever heard of before, was on in like 6 minor markets like Geneva and Pena in New York. And this guy's just totally out. But what I love about this, we think the timing is perfect, said David Ross, Vice President for Clear Channel South Florida, adding, the unctuous David Ross, who's a real hole. This is going to be an incredibly controversial presidential election. You got Fahrenheit 9/11 doing well. Oh, well, maybe if you had Michael Moore on the air, somebody might listen, schmuck. Clear Channel South Florida decided to jump into the fray, Ross said, after seeing Air America programming draw spectacular ratings in New York City and at a Clear Channel-owned station in Portland, Oregon. Of course, that was the first month. After that, they went right in the old crapper again. The daily lineup is not complete, Ross said. WINZ wants to find a local host to complement the syndicated fare, somebody who'll work cheap, of course. But he said the liberal lineup challenges one of frequent complaint about media giant Clear Channel, the country's largest radio chain, the killers of what we used to know as broadcasting. Here's the line of the century, baby, from David Ross. He says, we get accused of being the bad boy. We don't experiment. We don't do what's innovative, said Ross. Well, this is about as innovative as it gets. Oh, my God. Opening up a pot and putting a bunch of syndicated stuff on here. That's about as innovative as it gets for Cheap Channel.
I never would have thought of it.
Yeah. Isn't that sad? It's about as innovative as they get.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Years later and say, it took me a little while, I'm a little slow learner, but Neil, I apologize. It's radio. You are the truth.
Absolutely.
You turd. I have no life.
Do you like boobs a lot? Yes, I like boobs a lot. Boobs a lot, boobs a lot. Gotta like boobs a lot. Really like boobs a lot. Gotta like boobs a lot. Boobs a lot, boobs a lot. Gotta like boobs a lot. Down in the locker room, just a B-boy. Beating down the locker room with all that noise. Singing, do you like boobs a lot? Gotta like boobs a lot. Boobs a lot, boobs a lot. Gotta like boobs a lot. Do you wear your chocolate? Yes, I wear my chocolate. Got to wear your chocolate. Gotta wear your chocolate. Chocolate, chocolate. Gotta wear your chocolate. Got to wear your chocolate. Gotta wear your chocolate. Out on the football field, you never can tell what a heel can wheel. So you gotta wear your chocolate. Gotta wear your chocolate. Chocolate, chocolate. You gotta wear your chocolate. If I had a flag along, if I had a flag along, if I had a long flag along, if I had a long flag along, if you like boobs a lot, tag along. Beep, boppy, boob a lot. I like boobs a lot, boobs a lot, boobs a lot. I like boobs a lot. They're big and round, they're all around. They're big and round, they're all around.
I can just see our crowd now dragging their mouse across those boobs on our behind the beaded curtain. You got to be over the age of 75, though, by the way, and have several pieces of ID. Picture ID, of course.
All right, hold it up to the screen.
And the picture, too. 282 votes on the poll already. Look at that. John Ashcroft, I should point out very readily here, is not real happy about that boobs thing.
No.
In fact, if you notice, he's got several eyebrows raised, and that before you get where you have to click on the thing.
Got a sour look.
282 votes. So what else is new? 282. Would the Bush administration try to postpone the election if they feared losing? 282 votes in about a half an hour, about like 35 minutes. They're whipped up to a frenzy about this. And I'm going to tell you, every man, woman, and child on the planet, not just in America, everybody who values their life, who values the planet continuing to spin around, ought to be mighty concerned about this crap, okay? All this garbage with the Patriot Act and all the other curtailing of freedoms and this chilling crap we got on the radio where we can't even say crap anymore. And now, well, maybe we're not going to have the election after all because we have rumblings. We're hearing a lot of chatter, a lot of that crap. You're like that. You hear that? See that, Josh?
Chatter.
There's some more chatter, I'm telling you. I wouldn't be surprised before noon we get Tom Ridge on TV again today. You better watch it. We're not raising the terror alert because we're just making this all up. But anyway. Would they try to do it? Yes, they'll do anything to stay in power. 148, 52.4%. Why not? They stole the first election, which of course is
absolutely correct, sir.
99, 35.1%. Let me say it again. 161, yes, they'll do anything to stay in power, just change again. 304 votes. Why not? They stole the first freaking election, 105. No, they'll win honestly, 35. I know they're too honest for that, 3. The last two may sound the same, but they're not. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, George is doing a fantastic job this summer. It's enough to make me think. In fact, I'll tell you, I'm so excited about it. We're going to have Marlin game next 2 Thursdays.
Oh!
Yeah. That's how confident I am in the great job you're doing. I'm serious. You finally got your thumb on the pulse of this town.
Smear the queer.
Smear the... That's all you need to know is smear the queer and Rick Sanchez is out. Did you see that? Did you talk about that?
No, I didn't. I missed that.
You missed that Rick Sanchez is gone. Little Tommy Jicker wrote a very emotional article about that, about 4 million words.
I don't read these local rags. I just kick
Ricky
them back out of the
Ticky
driveway.
Sanchez, he's gone. His show got Schmidt canned. Or is that Schnitt canned? Now let's see, they got Schultz and Schnitt on those two cheap channels. They sound like a bunch of Nazis to me. Anyway, Ricky Ticky Sanchez is taking some kind of a network job somewhere. Just don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out, okay? Everybody hates you, Rick. His TV show had ratings that were like even worse than Bill O'Reilly's radio ratings, which is a 0.2. As in, what's the point? And the number 2 thing that is most important, I want to see, when I only do the 2 shows a week during these 2 months, I have to catch up with stuff. In addition to which, even though you're doing a fine job, how could you not have talked about Isabel Sanford and Crokin and everything?
Well, we're moving on.
I missed it.
What is, that's because you don't like the Jeffersons.
Okay, whatever you say.
If it would have been somebody on a show you like, what's a show you like?
The Simpsons?
If Homer Simpson would have died, then you would have said,
Blaming.
Yeah, or something like that. Anyway. Or you would have said, let's put some tapes on again, like the Phil Henry tapes.
Okay.
That did it, Bolger, didn't it?
Changed
and I wonder
our
if they
lives.
put another internal memo out again about, this time we're really going to kick ass, and we're going to come after that Rogers with Randy and with Al Franken. And yeah, right. We got the far right covered on IOD. We got the far left covered on INZ. All you got covered is your ass, okay? You people are a disgrace over there. You got all these AM stations with these big signals, not to mention the FM stations with their 100,000 watt Class C signals. And all you put on is crap. You specialize in crap. And keep in mind, by the way, that Cheap Channel owns this Super Talk. Just keep that in mind, okay? All those people that hate Cheap Channel as much as we do, and even worse. The CNN poll says Kerry is leading, it's close, but he's leading. And the interesting part of it is they do a survey and then they give the results and they say, well, we did a wider survey and it's a different result. 706 likely voters conducted between Thursday and Sunday last week. 50% for Kerry Edwards, 46% Cheney and Bush. Bush and Cheney. Freudian slip. And a wider survey, 891 registered voters, showed a slightly larger lead for Kerry, 51% to 44. And Nader's he's just getting a couple of points. It's 2%. Nader Camejo.
Not counting the one on his head?
Yeah. Well, they had him on Crossfire yesterday, Ralphie Nader. Bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bop.
Wish.
All this other crap.
Real Crossfire.
And then he's screaming about how Michael Moore should lose some weight, all this other crap. Lose some weight.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we want to keep you around to make a lot more movies, lose some weight. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, what a great segue. I fell into a bunch of crap. Well, we'll start with the calls in the next hour. Because I have a lot of time to catch up with now, see? This is a miracle, okay, that happened to me. All you fat people out there, I just want to make a suggestion. What?
How are they going to apply this to their lives?
You never let me say my thing, because I already told you about this. Well, anyway, so my mother died a week ago yesterday, okay? The next day, the following day, not because I thought about it, not because I was depressed or morose, she was 91, I went through that whole story. The next day, I lost my sugar craving. It just went away. I've lost 5 pounds in a week without even trying. And so I'm convinced beyond the shadow of a doubt that it was not physiological, but psychological, as in, because she was smothering and suffocating and just always somewhere in the middle of my warped brain, there was this thing about, I don't know what you call it. What do you call it? Some Freudian thing.
Some Freudian thing, right.
There it is, some Freudian thing in the middle of my brain.
In food.
And now it's just, now that she ain't there to nag and kvetch and lose some weight, you're killing yourself. That's all. Now I don't have any sugar craving. So it certainly wasn't a physical thing.
Your heart is dirty.
Right. But at least my brain is cleaned out. Nobody's perfect.
Soon your body will follow, hopefully.
Right, there you go.
Howard!
The sugar cravings are gone. I've had no ice cream, no candy, no
cake.
Crap, no cake, no pie, no Mother Hubbard's pie, no Tim Horton donuts, none of that stuff. How do you like that? And I'm not even interested. I walk into the market and I walk past the stuff like it used to be. I walk past where the ice cream is and I try to have blinders on like a horse. Because I'd see the Ben and Jerry's and right away I'd start my eyes would start checking the flavors out. Like, oh, do they have that coffee toffee crunch today? I can't resist that. Always a good excuse you make. I don't want it anymore. How do you like that? So I'm saying if you're fat, don't go see a doctor, go see a shrink. Isn't that a good idea?
Oh yeah. There's no question.
Look at the dysfunctional people in that building, okay? I don't want to mention Zach. I don't want to mention the Beast or Fat Boy. Dysfunctional people are the fat people. I grew up in one of the most dysfunctional families in the history of mankind. In history. And all of a sudden, it's like a major miracle. So you see, even out of a tremendous tragedy, something good can happen.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
bunch of neo-Nazis, man, with this phony liberal network of theirs. Do they kill anybody?
No.
Not anybody with a brain. Clear Channel kills nonprofits ad for New York Times Square. You know that story about the billboard?
Yeah.
We'll get to it. Did you talk about it?
No.
Oh. Did you talk about Brittany's story that we had on our website?
Which one?
Brittany was my sex-mad bride?
No.
No! Like I said, George better get with it or he's toast.
Well, saving all these for you.
We've had him on our website. You're too busy dragging your mouse. That's your problem.
Yeah.
Turnpike reopens as dense smoke from wildfire disappears. I better give the results of this poll, then we'll get to the next one. Maybe the next poll, I don't know. Maybe it's not a good question. Maybe it's too tough. How can you select the one best restaurant? We can do it, right?
Why not? What's it matter?
I told you he had the right attitude. What the hell difference does it make? Right, good point.
It's a poll we haven't done yet.
Let me refresh this one last time because we got nearly 400 votes in about 45 minutes. That is a staggering number considering how many people are in town right now?
About 30, man.
384. Would the Bush people try to postpone the election if they feared losing? Yes, 252%. They'll do anything to stay in power. Why not? They stole the first election, 136. That's another 35.4%. No, they'll win honestly, 45, 11.7%. And no, they're too honest to do that, 0.7. So it's 12.4% sucking up to the Bush people, the neo-Nazis, and 87.5% saying, uh-oh, we're in deep doo-doo now. What election? Turnpike reopens as dense smoke from wildfire dissipates. A long stretch of Florida's Turnpike reopened in Dade County about 9:30 this morning, about an hour and a half ago, after being closed during rush hour because of dense smoke from a doused wildfire. The FHP had closed sections of the Turnpike, Okeechobee Road, and Chrome Avenue because drivers were unable to navigate safely. The National Weather Service had issued a dense smoke advisory till 10 in the a.m. Greg Reed's out of town. They still said it was going to be dense. Commuters shifting onto other roads caused widespread traffic jams, even where there was no dense smoke. Calm conditions have allowed the smoke from the smoldering fires in western Dade to thicken. The smoke will be very slow to disperse. Travelers should exercise extreme caution this morning, as visibility may change rapidly, the Weather Service is saying. So, another reason not to be there, right? Okay, what restaurant anywhere in the world is the best outside of South Florida? 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. In other words, you didn't even read the Britney story?
No, I read it.
Oh, but you didn't talk about it?
No. I don't want to say that I didn't read it till this morning.
Probably too depressed.
Didn't read it till this morning.
WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes?
Why don't you take a poll on how many years it'll take for George to do good radio?
Is this the George Basher?
No, it's just want to know how many years it's going to take.
I would say
about 30, man.
About 30.
Good idea.
Good life. 567, so in other words, you haven't pleased the entire audience out there, but he can quote chapter and verse everything you've said. In fact, he's probably the guy that called in with Schmear the Queer.
He calls every day with that same line.
Does he?
Yes.
Well, at least you know he's there anyway.
Sure.
If everybody else abandons you, he'll always be there for you.
He won't be the only one.
WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes,
I want
sir.
to get on your poll there.
Please. Oh, it's Reverend Jones, yeah. Fat chance. Isn't it good that we got him down like within 2 words now? So there's 0 for 2 trying to get a, maybe this poll won't have it. This will be the first poll we ever do with no choices. I like that. That shouldn't be a problem.
No.
The best restaurant you've ever even had in the world even, anywhere outside of South Florida, of course.
I even got one, assuming they're still open.
Okay.
Rhapsody and the Tropicana in Las Vegas.
Oh, they're long since closed, but it doesn't have to be still open.
Oh, well, good then.
We can say is or was.
I put on Emeralds in Las Vegas. It was good.
Oh, no.
Well, maybe he's got a good restaurant just because he's not a good guy.
Well, you know, I'm not saying
Let me ask you this, George. Let me ask you this. How many times have I been in Vegas? How many thousand times?
About 30,000.
Don't you think I know Emerald's restaurant? You're talking about in the MGM Grand?
Yeah. You didn't like it?
If that's the best meal you've ever eaten, son, all I can say to you is good luck to you, okay? Time to play Schmear the Queer. That is just, no, but well, at least it's a name. Now we got 2 on the list. We got Rhapsody, long since closed. But you know something? That's a good choice. Man, did we go there together or did you?
No, I went there on my wedding night.
You went there on your wedding night?
Yeah, it was a freebie.
I thought maybe that time we were in Vegas we went there. One of those times.
We had a coupon. It was one of those times that we went to Vegas.
You had great coupon?
Yes.
That was the Rhapsody and the Tropicana. Now, who used to set me up there? I used to eat free there.
I don't know.
And I remember one time I got comped there, and I guess the maitre d' didn't know about it, or somebody didn't know, and I had to go through a big song and dance, which you know how embarrassing that is?
Yes.
Oh, God. Oh, we have a note here. You're right, Mr. Rogers, but we always apologize. What about the other place in Vegas that I like so much that I'm always raving about?
Rosewood Grill.
Rosewood Grill. Let's put that on there, although... See, I wouldn't put Ruth Chris on there, even though Ruth Chris is much better than the Rosewood Grill, because we have Ruth Chris's in South Florida. Right. So in other words, if it's part of a chain that we have in South Florida, it's disqualified. Got it?
We got it.
WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how's it going? I'd like to hop your poll for a minute.
Okay.
All right. Okay. The greatest restaurant in the world, in my opinion.
Yes.
It's called the Lime Inn in the Virgin Islands. It's in St. John's.
Okay.
They have this meal. It's a lobster and steak dish that is absolutely incredible. And what they do is they have brie stuffed in the steak. Oh, my gosh, it's incredible.
Come on.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
One more thing. Did you see 9/11 or no? Fahrenheit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know if you noticed the part where they were interviewing one of the soldiers and he's like singing this song, the roof is on fire, burn mother, you know?
Yes.
Remember that part?
Yes, I did.
Do you recognize that song?
Did I recognize the song?
It's a Bloodhound Gang song.
Oh, that's right.
Michael Moore's a big Bloodhound Gang fan.
Well, there you go. Great minds work alike, man.
Absolutely. Hey, we gotta win this election.
Baby, doing it like in Wisconsin, and please don't tell anyone that I am your cousin.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, Pally, have a great day.
Take it easy, and we gotta win this election.
See, if we have one, yeah. If we have one. See, people used to laugh at me. So many things that I've said. The neo-Nazis, oh, gee, he's too extreme. He's such a funny guy, you know. And then all of a sudden, 2-3 years later, everybody's using the same expressions. And the same thing about the election. Oh, that could never possibly happen in America to postpone. And, of course, this business of postponing an election till, like, what? Till 2000 and what?
About 30, man.
Yeah, till 2030. I love the Bloodhound Gang.
You and me, baby, let's do it like the Kennedys. I'll drown you in my goo like Mary Jo Kopechne.
Can we play that? I guess we just did. You didn't dump that now, did you?
I did not. Neither did Josh.
Well, good for you. I mean, it's just, you know.
Whatever.
Lime Inn. I wonder if that has anything to do with Lime Time, driven by Bud Foster at Pompano Park. Well, no, it wouldn't have been Pompano, at Hazel Park. 5670560. See, you know what? I was thinking this is a perfect analogy. The show that you guys did on Friday with all those silly games, pencil up your ass, whatever that was. If I did a show here and I talked about harness racing for 4 hours, and different drivers and horses and racetracks, it would have the same significance to you as that did to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's ancient history and only 5 old guys know about harness racing or care.
Right, as opposed to Schmear the Queer. Right. That's a good point. WQAM, hello.
You're a heartless bastard.
WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello.
Hey, good morning.
Yes, sir.
To add a restaurant to the list,
Yes.
Peter Luger's in New York. It's in Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
Love that steak sauce, man.
Yeah, man, it's a good place.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thanks, man.
Now, do we want to put where these places are on a poll? I don't know what we're doing.
What difference would it make?
Well, no, Rhapsody. Okay, what do you mean? What difference would it make? Well, what's the point of
either
doing
they
it?
know- either they know
No,
of the
we got to
restaurant.
put where it is. Rhapsody in Las Vegas. Come on.
I tried
You're
for you,
just getting
Josh.
lazy. You don't even have to do it.
I know. I'm trying to
Emerald's
save
in
Josh here.
Vegas, because Emerald's got restaurants all over the place. Rosewood Grill in Vegas. The Lime Inn in the Bahamas, he said? Or Jamaica?
I don't know. I forgot.
Oh, come on.
That was like
What
an hour ago.
did he say?
That was 5 minutes ago.
In the Bahamas, I guess. Or who knows. And Peter Luger's in New York. Okay?
You could drink
Not too
that
difficult.
song.
I think Josh can handle that. A little bit extra typing there. So we have final totals on the first one before it disappears on me. There are 425 votes. Pretty impressive in an hour. Would the Bush people try to postpone the election if they thought they were going to lose? And believe me, chances are looking more and more every day. Yes, they'll do anything to stay in power. 218. Why not? They stole the first election, 160. That's 88% almost. No, they'll win honestly, 49. And no, they're too honest to do that, only 5. About 12% continue sucking up to the right wing, the neocons. 12 minutes after the hour at 560 WQM, we got the pristine lineup today. We got Mad Dog at 2, the Humper at 4. You see what we got for an hour before the All-Star game tonight?
I saw it.
We got the Crow.
I got your Crowbonics right here, homeboy.
From 7 to 8 to get you all whipped up about the All-Star game, which needs some help because it means nothing and nobody cares. 8 to 11, we got Major League All-Star game from ESPN Radio, followed by Eddie the K. right here exclusively on WQM, because who the hell would want the All-Star game, right?
I don't want it.
No, I don't. Josh wants it. Who's going to be calling the All-Star game on ESPN? Will it be Dave, what's his name? Who's going to be doing it?
I don't know.
Joe Buck, maybe? No, he's on Fox.
Yeah, maybe Joe Morgan?
No, Joe Morgan doesn't do the play-by-play. Joe Morgan does the color. Oh, that's a bad term. He does color.
Yeah, John Miller and Joe Morgan.
John Miller and Joe Morgan. You better get your play-by-play people right there, Josh, because, you're going to send you to Emerald's for another bad meal. Now, you really think that Emerald's is the best restaurant you've ever eaten at?
It's not the best, but I
Well, wait a minute. If it's not the best, then why did you say it?
Because I happened to eat there when I was in Vegas, and I had a great meal. So.
It's one he knows. Come on.
I nominated it.
Bam! 13 past 11 at 560. WQM is your company suffering from regulations and increased labor costs. Let Oasis Outsourcing help you when it comes to the people side of your business. Payroll administration, Fortune 500 company employee benefits, human resource services, and risk management are just a few of the services Oasis Outsourcing can cover to help your business be more profitable. Call Oasis Outsourcing today for a free evaluation. Call toll-free 1-866-OASIS. That's 1-866-286-2747. With more than 60,000 employees worldwide, Oasis Outsourcing understands the many facets of human resource management. Outsourcing is being recognized by firms large and small as a powerful management choice, which lets you focus on your core business while you leave the operational details to our friends at Oasis Outsourcing. So let Oasis Outsourcing make your business a lot more profitable. There's no obligation. If you'd like a free evaluation, just call them at that toll-free number, 1-866-OASIS. That's 1-866-286-2747 for Oasis Outsourcing.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Too young is too young.
Take a look at that Rap City restaurant, baby, on our website. It is impressive. Nice job there, Josh. Rap City. We're rapping on it.
Tell me that you love my eyes. But I know that you keep on checking out my thighs. Don't blame you 'cause I'm very cute. Check out my breasts, they're poking out my plus and you. You come on to me and whisper things in my ear. And it sounds so odd. But if you wanna date me, move slow. There's things about me I don't think you know. I'm underage, at 17. You should be scared of me.
All right.
'Cause you could go to jail if you sleep with me. If I scream, you'll end up prison me.
She looks 25, but she's just 13.
Perfect teeth, I bet my lips are sweet. Daddy called the cops last night. My breasts are perfect, you see, because I've had surgery. None of my skirts reach my knees. My butt just hangs right out
Rectum.
of my short.
She's underage,
Chill, face.
looks 25. You should be scared of her. That Rolling Stones great made her look dynamite. What a size, she's looking mighty fine. She looks 25, but she's just a teen.
See, that goes to show you what happens when you play too much tonsil hockey or one of those games that was on at the Poll Friday.
So speaking of that, though,
Yes?
speaking of tonsil hockey, what games did you play as a Ute out and about?
Merry-go-round. I don't know. What the hell do I know? That's 100 years ago. None of the above. None of the ones you had on there. Hide and seek.
Okay. We had that on there, sort of.
Manhunt.
Look at this. Now, you remember that song by Lou Christie, Rap City in the Rain?
Yeah.
We've had a few
Yo.
misspellings and misunderstandings on our polls over the years, but this may be a classic. Somebody ought to take a picture or just at least print that out.
I voted for it.
Yeah, I see that. I see your vote went on there because at least you're the one who knew who it was. Instead of Rhapsody, R-H-A-P-S-O-D-Y, R-H-A-P-S-O-D-O.
Why?
We got Rap City.
Yo.
Yeah. Yo, man, let's go to Rap City. Have a hell of a meal.
Have some
Get some
ribs down in
chitlins.
the hood.
Oh, God.
Just chilling. At Rap City.
Yeah, it'd be great, man. Rap City.
Hip hop down there.
No wonder it's out of business. Brittany was my sex-mad bride. I can't believe you didn't talk about this. My God, leave it to the old fact. And look at the tremendous response we're going to have on our website today. Now we got Boob City on there. Just scroll your mouse right across the QM Boob, whatever we're calling it. What are we calling it? Booby Trap. Although we don't want to say QM Booby Trap because then it gets the station there. We don't want to try to associate ourselves with the radio station because they're very embarrassed and humiliated by us because we don't talk about sports and real manly stuff like that. So the fact that they got a bunch of stupid ball game crap on their website and all we got is a bunch of boobs and the naked broads on ours, I guess that gives you a little something, okay? Little idea. Who's the, I didn't even print that out. I must have it here somewhere. The Hurricane player that got arrested?
Antrell Roll.
I beg your pardon?
Antrell.
Is he kin to Esther Roll?
Sure, why not?
Or how about Jelly Roll? Antrell Roll, he be having a few problems there. I had that somewhere. Maybe I Schmidt canned it. I don't know. Because maybe nobody cares about it. We don't want to talk about it. I'm sure they'll talk about that in between Shaq and Shaq. And more Shaq. Shaq and Antrell.
So
and Dontrell. Who else?
Shaq's coming.
Shaq. Brittany was my sex-mad bride. Britney Spears bedded her childhood sweetheart like an animal, then wrecked his life with a 55-hour marriage that stunned the world.
Oh, my God.
Now, in a world-exclusive interview in News of the World, husband Jason Alexander details every moment of the sex, the proposal, their Vegas wedding, and his humiliation as furious family and lawyers pulled them apart. We made love in her...
Did they use the jaws of life for that?
Yes. Hers. We made love in her bed, her shower, and her bath, said Jason 22, who's a real Yahoo. If you look up the word Yahoo in the dictionary, his picture's right there. She asked me to marry her, but when her lawyers demanded I end our marriage, she didn't stop them, and it caused chaos in my life, Jason says. Jason revealed that Brittany proposed to him as she lay naked in his arms, and she was so excited when he said, yes, that she rushed him down the aisle without stopping to put her knickers on. Well, it's a Brit paper, News of the World. Her knickers on.
You wore knickers, right?
Oh, sure. And white bucks.
Right. Knee socks.
Plaid pants. As he opened his heart, Jason also told how multimillionaire Brittany made love to him so frantically that they fell off the bed, played erotic sex games with him under a shower, but shuffled silent and shamefaced as her marriage was ended, and later changed her mobile phone number so he couldn't even talk to her. I didn't tell the world about this before because I still hoped we'd get back together, Jason said, but now I realize she ain't coming back to me. And you take one look at him and you say, I can understand easy. Brittany, also 22, is now planning to marry new fiancé Keith Federline, 26, after he left his heavily pregnant partner, Shar Jackson. And if you take a look at, have you seen him?
Yeah.
He makes the other guy look like Brad Pitt.
She's got some taste, don't she?
Yeah, in her tush.
Yeah, careful.
But Jason, who grew up with Brittany in Kentwood, Louisiana, knows no marriage will be as bizarre as the one he went through. Taking up the story the days before their wedding last January, he recalled, even though she'd made it big, she still came back to Kentwood. We kissed, but that's as far as it had gone. Then last Christmas Eve, she came up to my place, asked if I wanted to go to Vegas for New Year with some of her friends. I said yes. Maybe they wanted to go to Rap City.
Right, yeah.
Once in Vegas, Brittany paid them for all of them to stay in the MTV-themed Real World suite at the Palms Casino Hotel. We all went out to a lobster dinner. I bet that was at the Rosewood Grill.
Oh, okay.
And Brittany looked sensational in jeans and a black halter-neck top, he said. It was 4 a.m. by the time they went back to their hotel suite and made love for the first time. We knew what was going to happen, he said. Brittany started stripping off her clothes as she walked into the suite. Then we started kissing. Sweet. Yeah. She got down to just her black thong and a see-through lace bra. I've never seen a woman look more stunning, he said. I wanted to make love to her, and she wasn't shy in showing what she wanted. We started off in the bedroom kissing. She was good at that. She was good at everything. She was an animal in bed. Hopefully not a muskrat.
Absolutely.
We were both so hot, I led her into the bathroom. There was a huge shower head that sent water down on us as though it were rain, as in Rap City in the rain. We stripped off completely, got into the shower, and Brittany performed oral sex on me as the water ran down over both of us. Afterwards, I led her back into the bedroom. At first, she was on top of me, then I was on top. We did it every way you could, but it wasn't cheap. I really cared about her, and it felt right. At times, she was noisy. She didn't call me any names. She just moaned. We didn't use any precautions either. After sex, they fell asleep in each other's arms.
Aww.
Woke up in the moaning, I'm sure. I woke up and was really aroused again, said Jason. This was about 4 minutes later, I'm sure. Brittany was asleep, but when I tried it on with her, she didn't hold back. She said she wanted to be with me, and I told her I wanted to be with her. She said she wanted me to go with her on tour. I thought she was vulnerable and I wanted to take care of her. This goes on some length. During the day, Brittany and her friends went to the hotel spa while Jackson chatted with her bodyguards. When she got back, I was in the bath, he said. She came in, stripped off, got into the tub with me. First we were scrubbing each other, then she got on top of me and we had sex. She was a natural with the most fantastic ass I've ever felt. She was proud of her body and often wandered around with nothing on. The following night, I was off to Planet Hollywood for dinner, where I'm sure Josh had the best meal he's ever had. He said, Brittany wanted to stay out and I wanted to go to bed, so she made me promise that if I made love to her all night, we could go back to the room. The sex was mind-blowing and rough. We did it in every position you could think of. It was so wild, we managed to fall off the bed together. There was more sex the next night. This time, I remembered she was wearing a beautiful purple and pink set of underwear, said Jason. Afterward, we were chatting in bed, cuddled up and naked, saying we didn't want the trip to end when she said, I want to ask you something, but I don't know how to. I told her she could ask me anything. She acted really shy and said, will you marry me? I said yes, and she jumped out of bed, flung her jeans on, and yelled, let's do it now! And get married, too. She was ecstatic. She didn't even pull her panties on in the rush as she slipped on her jeans. We ran downstairs and jumped into the hotel limo. I'll never forget saying, take us to the nearest chapel, we're getting married. Couldn't we play Going to the Chapel by the Dixie Cups?
We could.
Wouldn't that be sweet?
Dig it up.
Sweet. What happened next in the early hours of Saturday, January 3rd, left her millions of fans agog. The first chapel open was the Little White Chapel, added Jason. We were kissing and holding hands. We knew we were doing the right thing. When we got there, they said we needed a marriage license, so we had to go to a courthouse that was open 24 hours. Walked in, a couple pointed at Brittany and said, you look just like that girl off TV that sings. I turned around and said, you really think that chick would marry a man like me? Brittany and I giggled our heads off. We got the certificate, rushed back to the chapel, paid the $700 for the best package they could do, the best package. Brittany picked it. We had flowers, video photographer, pianist, and registrar. I said she should walk down the aisle on her own, but Brittany wanted to be traditional. Asked the limo driver if he'd do the honor. I think he was a bit gobsmacked, but he did it. Ever heard that before? Gobsmacked.
Gobsmacked?
It's a Brit thing, I guess.
I see.
I remember her walking toward me, and we looked into each other's eyes. This goes on, and then, of course, she said, get lost. 27 past 11 at 560 WQM. Do you wake up every morning in a crowded bed? Brittany?
Yes.
Between the kids and the dog and the cat. In fact, Jeff High wrote this copy. When he wakes up alone in the morning, he's in a crowded bed. Between the kids and the dog and the cats, is there no room left for use? Researchers say today shoppers are choosing bigger mattresses because of overcrowding, and nobody's got a better selection of queen and king-size mattresses ready for immediate delivery. That's Dial-A-Mattress, of course, we're talking about. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS right now, you'll get a great mattress at a discount price. Only Dial-A-Mattress delivers 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Dial-A-Mattress is ranked numero uno in customer satisfaction. They were winners of the 2004 Better Business Bureau Local Torch of Excellence Award. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS, I'll bet you Josh's life on it. You'll get the best prices on the best brands, delivery on your schedule when you want that 2-hour window, and the best customer service in the business. Dial-A-Mattress has all the top names you know and love. They got Sealy, Serta, King, Coil, Simmons, Tempur-Pedic, even Stearns and Foster Hewitt. Everyone around QM is called 1-800-Mattress for our beds. You ought to be doing the same. Have a great night's sleep for years to come by making that one easy call. 1-800-Mattress, 1-800-MATTRES, or check them out online at mattress.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560, QAM.
See Mary Kate looking so pretty, but getting help to deal with her disease. Dinner time, you will never find her ingesting anything. One twin don't eat, one twin don't eat, one twin don't eat. Yeah, one twin don't eat. Mary Kate Ashley is no fool, 'cause she eats and still is passing stool. All it takes is opening your mouth and let the food go south. One twin don't eat, one twin don't eat, one twin don't eat. Yeah, one twin don't eat. One twin don't eat. Won't you try to eat something sweet, everybody? Feed her some meat. Did you hear that? One twin don't eat.
I guess you won't be enjoying that fantastic steak at Peter Luger Steakhouse in New York and that unbelievable Peter Luger steak sauce.
Right.
Will she?
You could make a milkshake out of that.
Peter Luger Steakhouse New York is number one so far in our poll. We only got a few names on there. 14 votes out of 28. Emerald's in Vegas 6, Rosewood Grill in Vegas 5, the Lime Inn in Jamaica Mon has got 2, and the Rhapsody in Vegas has got 1.
I think it would have done better if we kept the original spelling.
Yeah. 5670560, best restaurant in the world, outside of South Florida. Today, I'll put one on there, since we're doing ones in the past as well. Chin Tiki, CHIN-TIKI, Polynesian restaurant in Detroit. I'm sure long gone. Used to be on Bagley Street downtown. Got it?
Chin Tiki?
Chin-TIKI, Polynesian.
All right, okay.
Remember Trader Vic's?
I've heard of it. Polynesian
restaurants used to be very big. There was a Trader Vic's in South Florida somewhere. Fort Lauderdale, I believe. Kind of like the Mai Kai, only the Mai Kai is just do I dare say a tourist trap? Can I say that?
No.
Mai Kai is a tourist trap. It's not in the same league with these other places. There used to be another place called the Mauna Loa, I believe, in Detroit, another Polynesian. But Chin Tiki was great, unbelievable. Ever have Polynesian food?
Sure, it's great.
Real fattening, though. A lot of sweet and sour sauces.
Absolutely.
Heavy duty. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Yeah, I got a restaurant for Neil's Ball.
Okay, go right ahead.
Commander's Palace in
Where's
New
that?
Orleans.
In New Orleans. Okay, thanks a lot, Pally.
All righty.
See ya.
Thanks.
Commander's Palace in New Orleans. You got it. A lot of great food in New Orleans, supposedly. I guess there is. That big fat Paul Prudhomme, that big chef, he's there. The one you don't know, who looks like Dom DeLuise.
I think a Cajun.
He's a Cajun. Just think of Dom DeLuise with a real heavy southern accent, okay? Maybe a new sidekick for Burt Reynolds. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. And we won't get a lot of votes on this poll today because there are zillions of restaurants all around the world. I mean, the fact that Peter Luger's has got 14 is a hell of a good commentary, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's go. Can stay on the Atkins there, have a nice steak. I'm sure that just like Ruth Chris, they probably have some really good appetizers like those, the shrimp just dripping in that sauce. What do they call that? Barbecue shrimp. Good stuff. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Well, one of my favorite restaurants in the world is a place called O'Donnell's in Bethesda, Maryland.
Okay.
One of the best seafood places I've ever had. I mean,
now, is that O'Donnell as in McDonald's or O'Donnell
no,
as in
O'Donnell as O'Donnell.
As in Donald Duck.
Yeah. Amazing lobster Newburg. I mean, pure butter. Turtle soup that would drive you insane.
Turtle soup.
Yeah, snapper
Never had
turtle
that.
soup. A total Southern Maryland thing. It's the most amazing food.
Snapper turtle soup.
Oh, jeez.
I have just tasted your snapper.
Yeah, and I'm definitely getting wood.
Okay.
See ya, Neil.
Well, thanks a lot, pal. You got it? O'Donnell's in Bethesda, Maryland. Got that one down?
It's down.
Not O'Donnell like Bill O'Donnell, the magic man.
Oh, come on.
5670560.
Let's see what we get.
Pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon. Oh, I never got to the Clear Channel thing. Another reason that everybody hates them like poison. A group of prominent Bay Area women on the West Coast, including pioneering chef Alice Waters of Chez Panisse, speaking of restaurants, is jousting with media giant Cheap Channel Communications over a minimalist anti-war billboard they want to unfurl in New York City's Times Square and flashy ads for Broadway shows, banks, and sneakers. Project Billboard, the women's nascent nonprofit, rented prime real estate on the Marriott Marquis Hotel on Broadway, then proposed an illustration of a cartoonish bomb draped with stars and stripes, accompanied by the words, "Democracy is best taught by example, not war." And I got a picture of it right here. It's on our website. Clear Channel killed a billboard. The women say their group is nonpartisan. The design is pro-democracy, pro-peace, and nothing more. But it was rejected last week by Clear Channel's Spectacolor division, which rents out more than 70 displays in Times Square, as well as by Marriott. "We're just not going to run bomb copy in New York City," said Paul Meyer, president and chief executive of Clear Channel Outdoor, which oversees the Spectacolor division, on Sunday afternoon. While accusing Clear Channel of rejecting the ad because the company favors the Bush administration, the women on Friday changed course, turning the bomb into a dove. They were told they would have a response sometime this week. But with the Thursday deadline looming for them to finalize the design, and with Clear Channel suggesting it didn't like the phrase "not by war," the women decided to file a breach of contract lawsuit in U.S. District Court in New York today against Clear Channel. Oh! All right, you go, girls. They alleged they were never told they couldn't cover political ground. The fast-moving controversy, though, took another turn Sunday night when Meyer said he found out from Spectacolor officials that Clear Channel had approved the second design, was awaiting word from Marriott, which he said has the right to reject any ad on its facade. In the contract, they represented they owned these billboards. There was never another layer of approval necessary, said Baifeng Shell of Project Billboard, who's married to Orville Shell, Dean of the School of Journalism at UC Berkeley, no kin to Orville Redenbacher. Shell and 2 other Project Billboard founders, Deborah Rappaport, sounds awfully Jewy to me, and Aunt Amy Harmon, no relation to harness driver Don Harmon, flew to New York on Sunday morning to go to court and keep negotiating. Another member of the group, Lorraine Powell Jobs, I wonder if she's kin to Steve Jobs, is married to Apple Computer co-founder Steve Jobs. See that?
I see it.
I asked and I told, right there within the same sentence. Nice going. Thank you. Man, a lot of heavy-duty stuff going on. Can you believe the tremendous response we're getting on that booby trap? You wouldn't believe it. Take a look at the response we're getting on that website. Not a lot of votes on the poll because we don't have enough names because I won't shut up. But that's okay. The poll is just there to give you something to do. And of course, when you're through scrolling your mouse along that booby trap, then you can take a look at this poll. We only have a half a dozen names on there. Peter Luger Steakhouse, 18. Emerald, 7. Rosewood Grill, 5. After that, let's get some more names on there. What do you say?
Or not.
Yeah, but let's do some spots first.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
And another thing, if you don't listen to me, you would have been a big star by now. With that little pipsqueak voice, how do you expect to get anywhere, you little puny puke? We say puke? I don't even know anymore.
What's that? 3,500 whites? The more I hear you.
Yeah, what about it?
The more I hate you.
What do I care?
And when I hear you, I wanna die. Your pecorino, toenail cheese aroma puts me in a coma and points my eye.
Why, I oughta smack you. I know my smell attracts you, but unlike Zach, you still got a job. I feel just like that you are my kid brother, and one idiot to another. That's why you're still not fired. Doi, 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 doi. Doi, 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 doi. Doi, 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 doi. Our morning show can put you in a coma. Can't wait till it's over. All right, that's enough.
I thought I had that guy spell out the restaurant in Bethesda, Maryland. It was O'Donnell's. I said, like in Donald Duck, and he said, yeah. I said, as opposed to like Bill O'Donnell, and yeah.
Well, I Googled it, and that's what came up.
What is it?
I Googled it, that's what came up.
Oh, okay. So the guy was full of crap, or maybe I just misunderstood him, or maybe we're all full of crap. We don't care.
I'm going with
Not
Google.
that we want to nitpick, because anything that kills some time is good. Here's some faxes we got here. Anthony says, Randy Rhodes said, thank you for plugging your show yesterday. She said you're a good guy. She's absolutely right. She was pissed that they had her on tape delay. She can't win them all. Yeah, they got her on tape from the day before, okay, so it's stale stuff. There is nothing worse than stale stuff. It's like when I used to play the Best of Neil crap. Oh, man, if you had any idea how I hated that. Alien and the Pope. Alien and the Pope. No matter what was going on in the world, I'm sitting there talking about Alien and the Pope.
Right.
And the fact that they're doing it, or whatever it was all about. Oh, God. They had one stinking tape, and they kept playing it over and over again. And then we put George on there to give a change of pace so we can talk about important things like Schmear the Queer.
Right.
Now we're cooking.
Surprised you didn't say that.
One of these faxes you sent me, I can't cut off at the bottom. The one about kissing my ass here, about how it make you laugh.
Okay.
And you got the original?
Somewhere.
What do you mean somewhere?
Well, in the pile of I've already faxed faxes.
Yeah. Well, whip it out.
Let me find that one. What does it start with?
It says Ray 940 Fox Sports / Air America and WQAM. It says the reason Tony Bruno and Jim Rome are entertaining is they make you laugh. What a concept for a sports show. They discuss other things than sports and rip people that deserve it. Other than you, no one on WQAM makes you laugh. They're all such boring drones, that is in between the 45 minutes and hour of spots. And that's where it ends. I can't read the next.
Really? That's as far as you got?
Yeah, that's all. That's cut off. The rest of it chopped off on my fax copy.
Randy Rhodes on tape. Is there a more annoying voice than that? While Goldie, Tommy, and the Big O come close.
Well, wait a minute.
What?
I think that the Big O is rock solid.
There's no question.
If we have to hear that one more time. See, I hadn't heard
solid.
that up and... Oh, stop. Man. I mean, I like a rock lobster once in a while, but rock solid? Oh,
rock
geez.
solid. Rock
You talking
solid.
about his head again?
Rock solid.
No, it says it's the same something here, and I can't read that. That's the sentence, so you must have missed something there.
Wow, I'm going to refax it. There's like a whole bunch more.
Oh, good, then I'll read it, because if you start reading, then we're out of business. Now, it's one good choice you made is not to, like, imitate, because, first of all, they hate you when I read the stories. They hate that. But if you do it, oh,
no.
brother. Because you can't read.
No.
I mean, you can read, but monotone.
Not
Boring.
out loud.
Anyway, here's a fax that says I had heard or read a few weeks ago that Howard Stern will be on 103.1 beginning Monday, July 12th. That was yesterday. I tuned in yesterday and heard nothing but music. Do you know what's up?
No.
Anybody know what's up?
No.
Josh?
No.
Anybody out there?
What's up?
We'll find out. I thought it was the 19th. I think it's next Monday, isn't it?
The 19th is next Monday.
Right. And that's the date I think he starts on 103. Hey, we're promoting everybody. We don't care. We're doing just fine. We're kicking ass. The checks keep coming in. They keep clearing all the time. That's all we care about. We're not sitting here pretending to be, oh, gee, we don't want to talk about, we're going to promote Air America. We don't care. If you want to hear Randy on tape, go ahead. If you want to hear Al Franken put you to sleep, if you like taking a nice siesta after lunch, man, the stuff I'm hearing about him, not just from George, but, oh, everybody and their brother. Coma-inducing, ponderous, freaking ponderous. Anyway, so that's the answer to that. I think it's next Monday on Howard. On another sorrier note, I went to the Marlin game Friday evening, saw a familiar sorry-ass soul stumbling around on the lower level. He was carrying around the same stupid-ass How Sweet It Is sign with Jackie Gleason's picture on it that he's been carrying the game since about 1993. The moronic Gilbert Solomon still walks among us. Oh, what tragedy. He walks around in the ball games with the Jackie Gleason picture, How Sweet It Is. God. P.S. The Franken show couldn't be more boring. I gave it about 10 minutes and bailed out. Excellent facts. Our Englishman in Miami says, tally-ho. He says any pub in England serves up better and fresher food than the crap over here. Now, I find that most amusing.
Right.
Because the Brits are famous for crappy food, okay?
Boy,
garbage, swill. Oh, brother, what is that, meat pudding? What do they call that?
Yeah, it was on the poll on the gross foods. Blood pudding.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, it says if you need the name, of the Beefeater has many locations in the UK. So put the Beefeater in the UK, okay, to make this, limey bastard happy. He says, P.S. What happened to Roy the Tiger guy? I never heard any follow-up. Is he dead? Well, the good news is,
Roy!
Made a miraculous recovery. The bad news is his boyfriend there, what was his name? Siegfried? Bailed. Or one of them there, he kicked him out or something happened. I don't know. They split up. They had a spat. Okay, here's the rest of this long, you're right, very long fact. It says it's the same boring callers whining, complaining. Oh yeah, it's the Shack attack. Shack, Jimmy and Danny, Danny and Jimmy, Shack. What kind of a carpet do you like? Shack carpet? Yeah. Oh, we do the direct concept spot. They do a great job cleaning your Shack carpet. The same boring callers and whiners. It's, it says in between the 45 minutes an hour spots. I tried 1400, less spots, no talent, boring. I can still listen to Fox Sports on XM Sat and the Internet. I tried Air America. I'm on the left, but I really don't need depressing political talk all day. I tried Al Franken for 5 minutes. Boring. See, there you go. Boring, man. You're boring, Al. You write good stuff, but you're not a broadcaster, number one. And number two, you are freaking ponderous. Oh, I'm sure Pete Bolger was thinking, especially now we got George on this summer. We're going to make some real big inroads on there. We're going to knock that faggot off the air, you know?
No question.
Right. No chance. Then it says Randy Rhodes on tape, question mark. Is there a more annoying voice than that, he says? Well, Goldie, Tommy, and the Big O come close. Don't be knocking the Big O. He's rock solid. I gotta have that tomorrow morning. I mean, not tomorrow morning. I can wait till Thursday.
Right.
It says, I didn't rep George compared to Goldie. George is John Facenda. Who? John Facenda did the NFL games, highlight games, films for years and years. Great deep voice on the frozen tundra of Green Bay. Yeah, that crap.
Okay.
The bottom line is there. I bet you Josh knows John Facenda.
Never heard of him.
You know Harry Callis?
Of course.
Okay.
He does the NFL film.
He does now because John Facenda can't do them anyway. You want to know why John Facenda isn't doing the NFL games anymore?
He died?
That's it. There's a little clue for you. That's why he ain't doing them anymore. Harry Callis is so spastic. This guy's been doing the Philly and the Eagle games for about 100 years, and it's I can't even imitate him anymore. He's just spastic. He's terrible. But he's the closest they could come to John Facenda with that great booming voice. You better talk to some of your sports people around there. They'll tell you who John Facenda is. Maybe they'll even play you some tapes. What you know about broadcasting, man, you better start getting with it, hanging around with that Dave Van Boring. No wonder you don't know John Facenda. Anyway, it says the bottom line is this. South Florida is a closed society with no sense of humor, to which I would say you are
absolutely correct, sir.
It says, thank God I travel 20 weeks a year, and thank God for me, I'm out of there about 45 weeks a year, eh? Oh, Canada. Boy, I'm telling you, there ain't nothing like it. On my way to Atlanta today, where the people smile and speak English. Be in California and Vegas later this month. Well, congratulations. Just keep traveling, baby. That's my advice to all you people stuck in South Florida. Keep traveling. Keep taking trips. In fact, if you can't take a trip out of town, George will help you take a trip. He's got some good crap that he got right over there by the barber shop this morning.
I wish.
Here's one that says for the poll, Le Bec Fin in Philadelphia. Sounds like a frog place to me. Can you believe that frog sitting next to me at the casino wins $4,000 in about 10 minutes on a machine that I just moved my ass off the chair? Just moved it. Oh, Christ.
So you used up all your luck getting those daytime games when you're on. You spent it.
Doing what?
The day games that are on the show.
The gay games?
Well, you wish. Those baseball games, so you get these short shows, see? Life only doles you out so much luck.
Let me just say this to you, okay? Next Thursday, I would rather work the whole 4 hours than I would rather gotten the $4,000. Not that that's going to change my life, but just out of principle. Right. I can't stand it when some obnoxious bastard, some frog with big, humongous buffo eyes is sitting next to me, and then he's bitching about the fact that on the one he got $2,500. The third matching one was on the line below the pay line, you know? Oh, gee, look, if I would have just had that $10,000, yeah. I'm thinking, you miserable piece of crap, yeah. You ungrateful, you ought to be kissing that machine. You ought to be kissing my ass that I moved it off the chair, you fat frog fart. Well, look at that. I said all those things and I didn't have to dump any of them. Because I was thinking something else with the Dick Cheney word.
Did it start with an F?
Yes. The Dick Cheney word, man. Anyway, what restaurant anywhere in the world outside Florida, we probably should change that, Eric, is or was the best ever? Peter Luger Steakhouse, New York, 27. Emeralds in Vegas. Nice choice there, Josh. I told you 8. Maybe I haven't eaten at Emeralds. What's the other one? There's so many in the MGM. There's one called the Brown Derby that's very, it's okay. Do you ever eat the Brown Derby?
No. You might be thinking of, Wolfgang Puck's.
Oh, that's the one. Very good. How did you know that?
I'm just guessing.
Well, Emerald, I mean, it's kind of a prefab thing. They're all over the place. Wolfgang Schmuck, they give you huge portions. Not as big as the Runway 84, which you're going to get to eat there sometime. I'm telling you right now. My friend Derek will set you up at the Runway 84. Maybe you'll run into Mo there, okay?
I'm waiting.
And the reason what he's going to do is...
I'm going to make him an offer again.
That's right. You'll love it in there. You'll love seeing all the guys with the pinstripe suits and those funny hats.
I got a fedora I can wear over there.
Peter Luger, 27. Emeralds in Vegas, 8. Rosewood Grill in Vegas, 6. Lime Inn in the Virgin Islands, 4. We found out where that was. The Chintiki in Detroit was great. 3 votes. I'm so pleased to see that. See some people with some serious taste. Commander's Palace in New Orleans has got 3. The Rhapsody, we got it spelt right, and George has got the only vote. I would have voted for that if I thought of it. That was just outstanding. Probably too good.
It was very good, like flawless.
Yeah. Fabulous, really gourmet stuff. And the desserts there. Not that I am in the mood for them, but man. That's where I had my first Bananas Foster, man. Speaking of Foster Hewitt bananas, yeah.
I think we had that there too.
Rhapsody in Vegas had 1. A Beefeater's got 1, and that's it. So that's our list so far. We'll expand it. Just relax. Oh yeah, Rhapsody was primo, man. That was just fabulous. But I would say the crowd in the Tropicana. Have you ever walked through the Tropicana where they have all the parrots in the hallways there and everything? It's a neat place. I like that.
Right. It's a little shishy.
And it's a little what?
Shishy.
Swishy?
No.
See, I was just about to talk about the slots again. No, one thing about the slots in the Tropicana.
Yeah.
They're kind of like some of the broads, They're either really loose or very, very tight. Yeah. No, nothing in between.
Yeah, no,
either very, very loose or very, very as tight as a snare drum.
Mm-hmm.
11:57 at 560 WQAM. Is your company suffering from regulations and increased labor costs? Let Oasis Outsourcing help you when it comes to the people side of your business. Payroll administration, Fortune 500 company employee benefits, human resource services, and risk management are just a few of the services that Oasis Outsourcing can cover to help your business be more profitable. Call Oasis Outsourcing today for a free evaluation at 1-866-@OASIS. That's 1-866-286-2747. With more than 60,000 employees worldwide, Oasis Outsourcing understands the many facets of human resource management. Outsourcing is being recognized by firms large and small as a powerful management choice which lets you focus on your core business while you leave the operational details to Oasis Outsourcing. Let Oasis Outsourcing make your business more profitable. If you want a free evaluation with no obligation, call them toll-free at this number. Call 1-866-@OASIS. That's 1-866-286-2747 for Oasis Outsourcing.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAQAM.
This is Mark Morgan. It's the 12 to 1 hour on QAM.
There's a bio that I've written called My Life about White House days. Soon Hillary will be bitter. 10 million, that's what they paid. There's a chapter on my impeachment and the hefty intern. I blinked in the hall, I got busted for my cheating. Oh boy, in my life, I wrote it all. And besides my skanky lovers, there's some crap in there about my policies, but those pages won't get noticed. So just think of them as a waste of trees. Still, I hope you go and buy yourself a copy so I can sell more than Hillary. Then you can read about a girl who's fat and sloppy. 'Cause my life ain't rated G. 'Cause my life ain't rated G. Oh, baby.
See, we sure miss him, don't we? Yeah. It's 12:03 at 560 WQM. We got another death.
We do?
But you're not going to know who this is. I'll give you a little clue. How's that?
Well, Carl Perkins is already dead, not Chuck Berry.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
There's a clue. Elvis is dead. Legendary Cleveland disc jockey Bill Randall, who was instrumental in introducing... Would you listen? You might learn something now. Besides foosball and Schmear the Queer.
Koosball.
Now, what is Smear the Queer? What is that?
They changed the name because of political incorrectness.
Yeah.
We used
well,
to
I
call
like
it
that,
Smear the
Queer.
When I discussed this with Joe in his day, they called it Kill the Man with the Ball. Like somebody would have the ball, and then everyone would try to tackle that guy, so he'd hand it off at that point or throw it away. And it would just run around like it's a field game.
It's a field game?
Well, the way you play it, maybe.
Legendary Cleveland disc jockey Bill Randall, who was instrumental in introducing Elvis Presley to the American music scene, has died at the age of 81, says WRMR-AM.
You know I can't be found. Sit home all alone.
They said his last show, which had been pre-recorded, was broadcast Sunday along with a memorial program. Randall is credited with bringing Presley to American radio, and over the years he helped the careers of dozens of other stars, including Tony Bennett. What a shame. Bobby Darin, Rosemary Clooney, Come On to My House.
All the greats.
Johnny Ray, speaking of a Faye, and Fats Domino. My favorite, Fats Domino, the fat man, Antoine Fats Domino. Great. Nobody don't like Fats Domino. I bet you Josh don't know who Fats Domino is.
Sure I do.
You do?
He knows him as Notorious B.I.G., but yeah.
Randall arranged a 1955 Cleveland performance for Presley with headliners Pat Boone in the box and Bill Haley in the Comets. The two concerts, only Presley's second gig in the North, became part of rock lore because they were filmed for a Universal short titled The Pied Piper of Cleveland, which was about Randall. How do you like that? Doesn't say, oh yeah, he was 81. Well,
if you can't come around and
Please tell the phone.
So maybe he and Elvis are hanging out together in that big control room in the sky. Speaking of control rooms, here's a fax that points out maybe the other person that faxed before that couldn't hear Howard was in Dade County. I didn't notice. Because in Dade County, 103.1 is a top 40 station in Tavernier in the Keys. You can't pick up the 103.1, the buzz from Palm Beach. Isn't it the buzz, or is it something else?
Josh said,
yeah, it's the buzz.
The buzz. You can't get a buzz in Dade County. Against the law. Although there's sure a lot of smoke out there. Maybe that's what all that smoke is from.
Well, then I'll be right back.
Here's a fax from Judy who says, good morning, just wanted to let you know I sent you to the Tropicana with your friend over 10 years ago. Thank you, Judy. Your favorite restaurant is gone. Yeah, I knew that. The new one in the Tropicana is called Pietro's, but it's still the same chef, so I bet it's still outstanding. I didn't know that.
Thank you, Judy. She's the one that hooked us up as well.
Thank you, Judy. You're the best. Love you. By the way, if Bush wins, my husband and I are moving to Canada, eh? Can't blame you. Oh, and you know something I haven't talked about?
What's that?
Because it's my first opportunity. I'm sure you talked about it at length in between foosball and Schmear the Schwarzer. The July surprise.
No.
You haven't talked about that?
Which one?
About finding Osama or else?
Oh, well, everybody's talking about that, yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, I didn't bring it up. It's just out there.
What do you mean you didn't bring it up?
Everybody's been talking about it.
This is just unbelievable. I mean, how can anybody vote for these grave robbers, assuming we have an election, which we might not? I mean, they're telling I shot Musharraf over there in Pakistan. They're telling him, hey, either Osama before the election or no F-16s, baby. We're going to make you an offer you can't refuse. And then we're going to turn around and say your mama, right after we finish with that. We'd rather say Osama, but if you force us to say your mama, we'll say it. Isn't that incredible or what?
No, very credible.
Wow. I got a whole story. It's on our website from New Republic. Pakistan for Bush, July surprise, ? Late last month, President Bush lost his greatest advantage in his bid for re-election. A poll conducted by ABC News and the Washington Post discovered that challenger John Kerry was running even on the critical question of whom voters trust to handle the war on terrorism. This spring, the administration significantly increased its pressure on Pakistan to kill or capture Osama bin Laden, his deputy Ayman al-Zawahiri, or the Taliban's Mullah Bullah Omar, all of whom are believed to be hiding in the lawless tribal areas of Pakistan, kind of like the lawless tribal areas of Dade County. A succession of high-level American officials, from outgoing CIA Director George Tenet to Secretary of State Colin Powell to Assistant Secretary of State Christina Rocca to State Department Counterterrorism Chief Kofor Black to top CIA South Asia official, have visited Pakistan in recent months to urge President Pervert Musharraf's government to do more in the war on terrorism. In April, Zalmay Khalilzad, the American ambassador, all these names are the same to me, American ambassador to Afghanistan, publicly chided the Pakistanis for providing a sanctuary for al-Qaeda and Taliban forces crossing the Afghan border. The problem hasn't been solved, needs to be solved, the sooner the better, he said. The public pressure would be appropriate, even laudable, had it not been accompanied by an unseemly private insistence that the Pakistanis deliver these high-value targets, HVTs, before Americans go to the polls in November. So maybe we put these two stories together, you see?
Uh-huh.
If we can postpone the election in November even a few weeks, it gives us more time for our good buddies over there and maybe some of our undercover people to go be looking for Osama Yamama. We must find Osama before anybody's allowed to vote, okay?
Okay.
The Bush administration denies it's geared the war on terrorism to the electoral calendar. Our attitude and actions have been the same since September 11th, in terms of getting high-value targets off the street, and that doesn't change because of an election, said National Security Council spokesman Sean McCormick. But there's a big but.
Rectum.
But the New Republic has learned that Pakistani security officials have been told they must produce HVTs by the election. According to one source in Pakistan's powerful inter-services intelligence, the ISI, the Pakistani government is really desperate, wants to flush out bin Laden. When in doubt, let's flush him out and his associates after the latest pressures from the U.S. administration to deliver before the upcoming elections. Introducing target dates for al-Qaeda captures is a new twist in U.S.-Pakistani counterterrorism relations, according to a recently departed intelligence official. No timetables were discussed in 2002 or 3, but the November election apparently is bringing a new deadline pressure to the hunt. Another official, this one from the Pakistani Interior Ministry, which is responsible for internal security, explains the Musharraf government has a history of rescuing the Bush administration. Now they want Musharraf to bail them out when they're facing hard times in the upcoming elections. Oh! A third source who works under the ISI's director informed the New Republic that the Pakistanis have been told at every level that the apprehension or killing of HVTs before the election is an absolute must. The last 10 days of July deadline has been given repeatedly by visitors to Islamabad and during meetings in Washington. I'm aware of no such comments, says McCormick. He don't know nothing, you know. He didn't know no Godfather. And it goes on about how Powell did not commit the U.S. to selling F-16s to Pakistan, which it desperately wants to tilt the regional balance of power against India, and Pakistanis fear that if they don't produce an HVT, they won't get the F-16s. Equally, they fear that if they don't deliver, either Bush or a prospective Kerry administration would turn its attention to the apparent role of Pakistan's security establishment in facilitating their illicit proliferation network. One Pakistani general recently in Washington confided in a journalist, if we don't find these guys by the election, they're going to stick this whole nuclear mess up our hole. How do you like that? He said, right up our hole. Meaning?
Rectum.
Right. Stick it right up our ass. And the public sits back, and why isn't the media screaming about this? Why aren't the Democrats screaming and carrying on like crazy about it?
Oh, my God.
Huh? What kind of a bunch of wimps have we got? We don't have a two-party system. We got a no-party system. The party's over, baby. Oh, by the way, what's her name? Don't work at Cox anymore?
What's her name?
Your good friend Cheryl.
Oh, she doesn't?
Thanks for the message, Cheryl. She called and left another message. And I'm still not going to call you. The party's over, sweetheart.
That's my opinion. I'm Mike Disney.
Oh, man. What a business. We got stupid talk back on 940. We got the call letters back, WINZ. We got everything except something you might want to listen to, okay? On tape. What restaurant anywhere in the world outside of South Florida, the best or present or past? 80 votes. Peter Luger, 33. That's a lot. That's in New York. Emerald's in Vegas, 10. Commander's Palace in New Orleans, 10. Rosewood Grill in Vegas, 8. Lime Inn in the Virgin Islands, 6. Nobu in New York. Where'd that come from?
Dave Hagen called that one in.
Thanks a lot, Dave, and thanks for the tip on stupid talk. Man, that Dave Hagen, he's got his thumb right on the pulse of it, you know what?
No, no.
Especially if it's kosher. Nobu in New York, 4. Chintiki in Detroit's got 3. Rap City in Vegas, 2. Man, it was so good. Rap City. Beefeater in the UK's got a pair. Lebec Finn in Philadelphia's got 2. And O'Donnell's in Maryland don't have any. Are you sure that that's,
Are you sure?
What it is?
No, we're not sure.
Well, let's find out.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
That was for you, Screwan.
Absolutely.
In all my videos, see my luscious double D. And then on newlyweds, I show how dumb a blonde can be. Growing and I'm showing why I keep these boobs tucked inside. Even though guys want them, just Nicholas, she gets to stay. My love, saw my breast today. My love, saw my breast today. My love, you saw my breast, you saw.
I got a great idea. I just had an inspiration. If WRFX, if Schlock Sports can change call letters every 5 minutes, and they're back to WINZ, why don't we change our call letters to WTIT?
Okay, then.
Can't you just see the promotional possibilities there? Probably Donna Shalala would be upset about that.
I was about to argue with you, but I like it.
Although Donna Shalala, from what I hear, she might enjoy that a lot.
Really?
She don't like We Got Balls, but she might like WTIT. And John Ashcroft probably won't like it. We got all kinds of boobs for you there on our website today. We don't just have our usual picture, Connie Selika's. They're a very fine picture for many years ago. But we also, underneath that, we got boobs a lot.
Something for you to play with.
Well, hopefully they already got that. But at any rate, just drag your mouse along it and around it and up and down it and all over the place. Just
can't have too many, you know.
Right. Shrek Joe causes Israel offense.
Oi!
Israeli singer David Daour complained over a reference to him in the Hebrew translation that he said he had implied he had been castrated. Kind of like Geldy. Ow! The animated comedy had one character threaten to emasculate another by saying, "Let's do a David Doer on him," a reference to the singer's voice. Like Geldy.
Ow!
The Israeli distributors told BBC News Online that they had changed the remark and new versions of the film had been sent to cinemas across Israel by Sunday. The film intends to present me in perpetuity as a eunuch, a man with no testicles, and turn me into a laughing stock, Mr. Dower told an Israeli newspaper ahead of a legal hearing on Monday. But by then, the distributors, Elram 2000, had a week to change the controversial sentence to, let's take a sword and neuter him. Spokeswoman Neda Ben-Zvi told BBC News Online. Ms. Ben-Zvi said the judge had accepted the change they had made. She said they meant no offense to the singer who represented Israel at the last Eurovision Song Contest. We received what we wanted and the movies were switched and yada yada yada. Since it debuted in the U.S. May 19, Shrek 2 has become one of the 10 top most successful films today, clinching record box office figures for an animated film. I'm sure Josh is going to see it. Not. Josh. If you tell me that you went to see Shrek 2, that's it.
No.
It's supposed to be very good.
Yeah. No, seriously, because you'll have to have a spanking. Duff told me that if you pull some, next stunt you pull, he's going to come in there and personally give you a spanking. Right over his knee. That's what he told me this morning when you were out of the room. Now let's see for our poll. Let's get some names on this poll. I got a few more here for you, okay? Here is one. I wish I could change my vote. The Prince Spaghetti House in Boston. Oh. Now, you're going to say, well, how great could it be? I could put that place in Italy and Rome.
How great could it be?
I will put the place in Rome on there, but I don't know the real name of it, the one I'm always raving about by the Star Metropole Hotel. Oh, mamma mia. It is so good you could cry.
Mamma mia.
But the Prince Spaghetti House, in fact, what was it, Tuesday or Wednesday? Is Prince Spaghetti Day? They used to say
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Well, whatever, in Boston. And if there were Prince Spaghetti houses, it was a chain all over the city. And man, they had like 60 different kinds of spaghetti. With the sausage, with meatballs, with this, whatever you like. It was fabulous. That's where I gained all my weight. That's where I got fat as a cow. So anyway, let's add that on. And also, we got a couple more. And you're right, Rick. I'm so sorry, I apologize. I gotta have that clip also Thursday morning.
Okay.
Along with Rock Solid. Boy, that big, he is a panic, ain't he? Wow. I never thought I'd laugh at anything he said. Omaha, Nebraska, home of some of the greatest restaurants ever. That great Midwestern meat, and I'm talking about the food, too.
Okay.
Ross's Steakhouse, Omaha, got it. And there's one that gives it a run for the money where they have the fried raviolis. Oh, have you ever had those?
No, that sounds wonderful, though.
They had fried raviolis, and they bring you like a little tomato sauce, little hot tomato sauce, and for dipping sauce. Oh, mamma mia. See, there we go again with the food, just when I'm doing well.
Mamma mia.
Mr. C's, Mr. M.R. period, C apostrophe S. I got to spell it because Josh is a little bit spelling challenged here today. Mr. C's, got it? In Omaha. Oh, it is it's probably even better than Emerald's. I know that comes as a great shock to you. The fact that Emerald's is tied for second place, I don't think I ever ate there. So I take that back. Maybe you got a good point. Plus, I can't stand him anyway. I just look at him and I want to go, bam. Peter Luger Steakhouse, 39 in New York. I've never eaten there, but man, everybody just raves about it. They said you can't touch their meat. Emerald's 12 in Vegas. Commander's Palace in New Orleans is moving up fast. It's got a dozen. Rosewood Grill in Vegas, 10. The Lime Inn in the Virgin Islands has 7. How do you like that? Aren't you surprised?
I am.
Nobu in New York, 6. Beefeater in UK, 5. The Chintiki in Detroit, 3. Lebec Finn in Philadelphia, 3. Rhapsody in Vegas, 2. And O'Donnell's in Maryland finally got 1, so that must be right out of... We only got 100 votes because there's only a few names on there. And if I shut up and take some calls, we'll get some more, but I'm having too much fun. Well, you know, when you're only on 2 days a week during these summer months, we don't have that much of a chance to ramble and just to rip everybody an ass.
Rectum.
Things like that.
Howard!
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, Burn Steakhouse, baby.
Good one. Oh, how could I forget, man? I apologize again. Burn Steakhouse in Tampa. That's not South Florida. When I say South Florida, we're talking about Dade, Broward, Palm Beach.
South Florida.
Yeah. Burn, now you've been there, haven't you?
No.
No?
No.
Holy moly. Now he's dead, Burn Laxer, and that's because he died early because...
Mamma mia!
I sent him millions of dollars worth of business over many years when I was at WS News, and I'll never forget that time I went there and met him, and he gave me the tour of the place and said, well, I never try to repay a kindness with another kindness, but accept my best wishes. In other words, he was still going to charge me for the frickin' meal.
Right.
And back in those days, I wasn't making the big bucks, you know. A nice free meal at Burn Steakhouse would have been a nice gesture on his part, you know?
That would have been.
Cheap bastard, well, now he's dead. But at any rate, now they also got this big dessert room upstairs, and it's different from when I was there. and you pay by the pound. You pay by the weight of the steak.
Oh, of the steak. All right.
No, not by your weight. Yeah. Oh yeah. Fat boy walks in there. They put him on that meat scale. Well, that'll be $4,000 for dinner, Mr. Fat. Yeah.
That's a good idea, though.
That is a good idea. Depending on. In fact, they should do that at a buffet.
Right. Encourage you to.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Oh, bro, there's a Sunday brunch that I go to every week with a friend. We've been going for a long time here. And if you could see, there's one guy comes in there, how he sits in one chair, how he puts that huge lard ass in one chair, just beats the crap out of me. He's just enormous. Yeah. And he comes back from this, I don't know how many trips he makes to the buffet.
About 30, man.
On the brunch, but he comes back and on his plate he's got piled up all of this bread.
Okay. You
know what I mean? Right. I guess he goes there to like keep up his bulk or something. I don't know what that's all about.
It's a good
keep
value.
Up his heft. God, it's disgusting. Any buffet you go to, like our friends at the Emerald Coast, you can go there and the food is great, but you'll see some of the customers there. Any brunch or buffet, there's always a bunch of huge, porky people there.
Loading up.
Just what they need. I can't begin to tell you what a difference it is. I don't want to sound corny or emphasize this. I've just lost my desire for all that crap. It just went away.
Maybe because you're so depressed.
Yeah, that must be it. Can't you tell?
That's right.
Oh.
You can't eat, you're so bereaved.
That's right. But like P.D. Lenny said, thanks for the card, P.D. Lenny. He's the only one on the staff present or past that sent a card. Thank you. Thanks for the flowers, Greg, even though you're out of town. P.D. Lenny sent a nice card. He says he hopes that I find peace. Well, I think I have found peace.
Of?
26 past noon. At 5:60. Speaking of big fat guys, summer's here, but are you still embarrassed to take off your shirt at the pool or wear that nice skirt you saw in the window? I'm not wearing it. So what are you doing to finally lose weight and feel better about yourself? Well, your mother can't die every day, so here's maybe the next best thing. You have to take advantage. Now that sounds bad, doesn't it?
Medium bad.
No. Like I said, here's the next worst thing. Take advantage of Balance for Life. Who would have thought that you could have 3 meals and 2 snacks delivered to your door daily and still lose weight? And don't forget, the beauty is you get to pick your meals. Each week you'll get a different menu with 2 selections for every meal. No other company offers this. Pick out your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and 2 snacks. That's it. No cooking, no cleaning, no calorie counting, no carb counting. You'll lose weight fast because all the meals are based on the proven Zone Diet by Dr. Barry Sears, kin to Jay Sears, and Brian Sears. And Gene, too. Rest in peace. For example, menu choices this week are portobello and provolone omelet, veal marsala, and crab louis salad. Now, are we sure of this? Because this is is this week's? Oh, it's this week's, I guess, huh?
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, no, it's the 14th, but it's the 14th of June. Nice going there, Troy, you idiot. Oh, brother, we got a sales staff or what, huh? They put Troy! They put the ST in stiff, our sales staff. For example, menu choices this week are whatever they might be. How can you call that dieting? People on Balance for Life lose an average of 15 pounds a month without even trying. Plus, for a limited time, get a free pedometer when you sign up. Just stick it on your ankle. Track your steps and increase the weight loss. And now try their special 7-day trial, never offered before, but you can do it by calling 1-866-225-4543. 1-866-225-4543. And don't forget, if you tried all the other diets and you're frustrated and you just can't lose an ounce, this could be the answer you're looking for. It's a piece of cake. Check them on the web if you like at balanceforlife.com or make that call 1-866-225-4543.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Are you listening to me?
No.
Well, he went on TV and he talked to Tim Rutherford. Says that he's gonna get into the race. John Kerry's crying, George W's smiling. Ralph Nader keeps getting right up in their face. Oh, Ralph Nader keeps on running. Democratic Party is really bumming again. Oh, Ralph Nader keeps on running. GOP can see the victory coming again. Oh, Ralph Nader keeps on spoiling. Democrats' blood gonna keep on boiling again. Yeah, he's gonna spoil it all right. He's gonna make everyone. Ralph Nader's gonna make everyone uptight. Well, he can't get elected, but the outcome's affected from
I have no
Old
life.
Ralph Nader keeps on running. Democratic Party is really bumming again. Old Ralph Nader keeps on running.
He's just a stodgy old fool is what he is. 1233, 27-1 at 560 WQM. Got some good news here for you. A statewide poll released on Friday shows eroding support for President Bush among Cuban Americans.
All right.
How do you like that?
Incredible.
And could open the door for Democratic presidential candidate John Kerry to make inroads in that community, according to the Latino think tank that conducted the survey. You didn't know there was a Latino think tank?
I do now.
The poll done by the William C. Velasquez Institute, probably kin to Jorge Velasquez and his son John, and the Miraram Group.
Huh?
M-I-R-R-A-M.
Okay.
The Miraram Group, as in Kushmir and Tojas, a New York-based survey research firm found that 66% of Cuban-American registered and eligible voters in Florida support Bush. That's down from the estimated 82% who voted for Bush in 2000, said Antonio Gonzalez, president of the Institute, El Presidente. There is an alarm going off, a danger signal for the president, Gonzalez said. This is a very important constituency for him. 82% down to 66. How do you like that?
Oh, my God.
Because Bush won the 2000 election by 537 votes alleged in Florida. Any decline in support by Cuban Americans, traditionally a largely Republican extremist voting base, is seen by many as a threat to his re-election effort, which is why they want to postpone the election. They'll do anything. Maybe they'll be like peeing in their pants. Anything they can do to postpone it until we can find Osama or somebody who looks just like him. The findings echo those of a poll conducted earlier this year by FIU in partnership with the South Florida Sun Sentinel and WTVJ Channel 6. Isn't that NBC 6?
Okay.
I hate when they do that. I can't stand that. That survey showed that 58.4% of Cuban Americans in Dade and Broward County said they definitely or probably would vote for Bush. That's under 60%. Holy moly. Gonzalez said the Kerry campaign could woo away a significant number of Cuban Americans, but the poll results show that even if Bush lost about a third of Cuban American supporters, those supporters are not necessarily in the Kerry camp. Only 16% of those polled supported Kerry, but nevertheless, if they stay home,
right,
it's votes Bush ain't going to get, and they're going to have to fabricate with a bunch of dead people voting. Most of those polled were registered voters, and the rest were eligible to vote. All the respondents were from Florida, the majority from Dade County. Some were from Palm Beach and Hillsborough counties. The poll was conducted by the Cuban American Commission for Family Rights, an organization that opposes the Bush administration's newly implemented travel restrictions on Cuban Americans, which only allows Cubans to travel to Cuba once every 3 years and reduce the list of relatives on the island that they can get government permission to visit. Most of those polled said they approved of the new restrictions, with 50% saying they strongly approve. Among those who disapprove, about
30, man,
said they strongly disapprove. Alvaro Fernandez, president of the commission, said most registered Cuban-American voters are older exiles who tend to prefer a tough stance on Cuba. Fernandez said his group aims to register newer Cuban-American arrivals who are more likely to travel to the island. How do you like that? No mas. No mas. No mas Bush. Now what's this? Earls in Vancouver, eh? Okay, I'll take your word for it. Let's get it on the list. Earls in Vancouver. I know you want to go to Vancouver. I hear it's beautiful.
I do want to go.
They got some fabulous weed out there. Everybody's smoking it out there in public.
A lot of ferries.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I like the new ferry, the Rochester-Toronto ferry.
I thought that was you.
In fact, when they came out with that thing, people were asking me, why do we need another ferry? Don't we have enough here already? We sure do. Man, oh man, do we ever. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. You can't even imagine. Do you know they had 1 million people in the Pride Day march here on a week ago Sunday?
Okay.
1 million.
1 million.
Yeah. And not one incident, not one episode. I mean, there were a bunch of fruitcakes running around naked, but other than that, no shootings, no nothing.
Was that
now, when we have the Caravana Festival coming up later on this month, that might be a horse of a different color, if you pardon that expression.
Yeah, what color?
WQAM is not there on line 9. I sneaked in on line 9 to pick it up real quick, and they're gone. Not a good move. WQAM, hello. Hola.
Hello.
WQAM. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. How sad. Oh, here's line 9 again. He's back. QAM, hello.
Hey, I got a restaurant to add to the list.
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, calling from Lansing, Michigan, and this one's for Neil. It's Coral Gables, a restaurant where you don't even have to order food. You can just go through and eat off other people's plates.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, pal. That's not still there, is it? It's long gone.
Oh, yeah, it's still there.
It's still there?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
All right, bye-bye.
Absolutely.
Coral Gables in East Lansing, Michigan. People in Florida are going to see that. Oh, Coral Gables, that's a city, not a restaurant. Right. I'll say it again. Back when I was in school, back 100 years ago at Michigan State, that was the place, I don't know if they still have the record, but they sold more bottled beer every day in that place than any place in the world. Can you believe that?
Why is that, I wonder?
I don't know. A lot of drunken college students, I guess. I preferred my big half gallons of Meisterbrow myself that I used to smuggle into the dorm. But at any rate, well, I had a lot of gym bags to carry, you know. Used to make a lot of clinking sounds.
A lot of bags.
But on a weekend, that place, Coral Gables, used to be so busy, and then what the guy heard me tell the story, and he knows it's true, you'd have to wait so long for your pizza and for your food that every now and then, being college punks that we were, plus you get enough beers in you, and you'd start taking the leftovers from the other tables, you know? I mean, what would be the worst you could possibly catch? Like syphilis or something like that?
No, not from food. Herpes.
Herpes?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, already had that. WQAM, hello. QAM. Going once. Going twice.
Like syphilis or something like that? No, that's food.
Can you make out any of that?
No, they were just listening to the radio.
Oh, I see. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh, back in the box, Mom. Cut it out. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Pretty good.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for that website because that is a lifeline to reality for the past 3 years and change.
It sure has been, especially today's with all them boobs on there, too.
I'm sort of shocked, but yet not shocked that one of the stories I read on your website concerning our illustrious number 2, I mean that in every sense of the word,
yeah.
Cheney's indictment in a French court and subsequent looking into by the Securities and Exchange Commission. And
right.
Not a word, not a breath of it in any news outlet, period.
I talked about it last Thursday on this show.
Well, I'm saying
unfortunately, you know how many people have I got listening?
About 30, man.
And that's it. You know, that's the way it goes.
I mean, it gets worse and worse. Anyway, carry on, Neil. We'll see you at the border.
Thanks a lot, Pally. We'll have a welcome committee for you. And some of that great Canadian bacon, eh? What was the movie Michael Moore made about the U.S. got bored? It was about 9 years ago. He made that movie, they invaded Canada.
Okay.
You
was
never
Michael
saw
Moore
that?
Movie? Sounds familiar.
Oh, yeah. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. 20 to 1. We got the Mad Dog at 2.
All right.
You got the Humper at 4. And then you got, at 7 o'clock, the Crow, because it's All-Star Game night. You know that Norma Kent's at the All-Star Game. Aren't you excited about that?
I am now.
2 words, overgrown child. When you shop for quality footwear, great selection, and professional service, there's only one place to go, and that's Brandy's Shoes in Pompano. At Brandy's, you'll find the biggest selection of men's and women's shoes, which is why people are going back year after year after year, plus the best in service and unbeatable prices, too. That's the big part. All the top names in the shoe business that you know and love are waiting for you at Brandy's. Rockports, Sperry, SAS, Florsheim, Timberland Naturalizer, and lots more. And with Brandy's humongous selection, you can bet Greg Reed's life on it that whatever style you want is in stock in your size right now, ready to slap on your smelly feet. Brandy's is open every day, Monday through Saturday, 9 till 9, Sundays 10 till 5, and you'll find them in the same great place. They've been going strong for about a long, long time. 1290 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. It's always worth a trip from anywhere. Now is a great time to buy those fantastic New Balance shoes this week at Brandy's because all men's and women's styles are 20% off. How can you beat that? So come into the store or check them out online at brandysshoes.com.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Holy Mackinac! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're listening to the Hockey Authority, Neil God.
All right.
I have no life.
She was a model, a 10 on the scale, was a fine teacher, her methods were held. The world was her oyster, but Debbie got nailed. That's why this teacher is a tramp.
Absolutely.
Her lover was 14 with zits on his face.
Oh my God.
Their chauffeur was 15. He drove them all over the place.
Oh my God.
Shame on you, Debbie. A newlywed disgrace. That's why this teacher is a tramp. She is a drop-dead gorgeous blue-eyed angel who likes them middle school boys. They were her toys. In a back seat came her defeat. Won't ever be teaching. She'll now be a vamp. That's why this teacher is a tramp. Talk shows and comics all over the screen. They're talking about Debbie and her young teen. Butterfly tattoos with some Chinese in between. That is why this teacher is a tramp. She'll make $1 million on her first book.
Are you sure?
The TV movie will have us all hooked. Her 14-year-old lover, he made her a crook. That's why this teacher is a tramp. Larry King, Leno Mori, Oprah, she'll be doing those shows. That's the life she chose. She's lewd, but I food. Sweet Debbie LaFave, please heed your call. Please won't you teach me? I'll arrange the grant. Come on, baby, please be my tramp.
When we get the naked pictures of Debbie LaFave on our website, we got a couple of facial pictures.
Bikini pictures.
Well,
one good one I sent to Eric.
Let's get them on there. Right by our booby trap. Now, this Englishman in Miami is very offended by what I said. Well, too bad, okay, because earlier he sent me the facts about the Beefeater. We put it on the polls, got 1 or 2 votes, but I said British food is crap. And it is. It's like Dutch food. Dutch food is much worse than British food. It's real. Crap. It's 100%. Crap. Yeah, right. Nobody goes to Amsterdam. What have I always said? And people go to Amsterdam for 2 things, drugs and sex. Right?
Okay.
Well, I'm just telling you, from 80 million trips and a lot of experience, drugs and sex. I don't do drugs, so what does that leave, see? That's Amsterdam. That's no Amsterdam. There. Amsterdam, okay? The food there is pure garbage. Now, this guy says you really offended me when you said our food is crap. Well, your food is crap. My idea of a good meal isn't stuffing my face for 3 hours at an all-you-can-eat restaurant or sitting in McDonald's refilling my gigantic soda 12 times. Over here, it's all about eating as much as you can and greed. Well, that's true, but we happen to have a lot of great restaurants. That's why this country is filled with some of the most disgusting obese people on the globe. Certainly no obese Britishmen, are there? Like that Weinstein Churchill, for example. No, most of the British people are skinny and pasty and look like they just went through Auschwitz, like the Dutch. And as for George's poll yesterday, you should have put chicken on there. If the people in this country knew what was in the chicken they eat, I guarantee it would have topped the list. Chicken, chicken, chicken all the time, it says here. Do you really believe there's enough chickens to feed this overweight country? No, the chickens are pumped full of chemicals and crap and fed feces to fatten them up. Lovely. Should have put that on their poll. Then serve to us. Ask yourself this, why are females in this country so developed at such an early age? Not like that in Europe. You see girls over here getting their periods when they're 8 and walking around like a fully grown woman by the time they're 12, to which everybody in America says, all right. Yeah, what's not to like? It's very sad, but there's nothing that can be done. But if you're ever in England, go to the Beefeater, have a nice English supper, and you'll change your mind. No. First of all, will I ever be in England? No. There's about as much chance of my visiting England as there is of my visiting Israel. On a scale of 0, minus infinity, okay? I give it a big point. Yeah.
It's slightly safer in England.
Oh, yeah, and of course, thank goodness that their food supply is nice and safe, like with that mad cow.
Yeah. I'll take an American chicken over an English cow any day.
Yeah, or some of those other delicacies that you people eat over there, like that spotted dick and all that other crap, and the bangers and mash. Oh, God. And fish and chips and toad in your hole. Oh, brother. Even Richard Gere gets upset when he hears about that. Maybe you know why they have those bug eyes. Like that guy that sat down in the casino next to me the other day. Oh, man. 567-0560, pound 560 on the A. I mean, America, I don't care what anybody says. I haven't been in Asia, so I can't talk about there. But of the places I've been, there are a lot of things in America to criticize. But of the places that I've been, and I've been in quite a few countries, America's got the best variety of food anywhere.
Sure.
The best choices. There's no plan. Now, Italian food, certainly Italy is much, much better. There's no question. But you're not going to get a great steak in Italy. At least I haven't found any. Or not that I want any. But I'm just saying that's not their bag. That's not their thing. If you want Italian food, you go to Italy for the best. But as far as a country that's got phenomenal Chinese food and any ethnic group you name, German, right?
Right. Because we got them all over here.
Right. So don't be a sauerkraut, okay, my British friend, and Tata and whatever. Butch up. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon. And how's that mad cow coming, by the way, huh? In fact, I think it was one of those summers, was it, about 3 years ago that I was in Amsterdam for the whole summer? Remember that?
Yeah.
When your wife pulled that summer surprise?
Yeah.
Maybe that was the July surprise that article was about. But at any rate, that was when they had the big mad cow thing, and everybody, even in Holland, was panicking because the Brits are right there across the North Sea. Oh, please, don't let any of that nasty British meat in here. I can vouch for that. WQAM, hello.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Okay. Listen.
Yeah.
It's time to trim the bushes.
Yeah, okay, great. 567-0560. Oh, was that Billy Shears? Pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Line 9's ringing. WQAM, hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Pretty good.
Hey, best restaurant, I think, is probably Green Dolphin Inn. That's in Cape Eleuthera. And, I think...
It's in what?
Cape Eleuthera. It's in the islands.
Cape Eleuthera?
Eleuthera.
Oh, Eleuthera. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And,
probably the other one's got to be Delmonico's in New Orleans.
Okay.
And, we can't leave Corky's out.
All right. Excellent. Thank you so much. What time is his show on? Hey, why not hire him, David Ross? At least he'll put a little humor there on your damn 940, on your stupid talk.
Eleuthera.
Yeah, you got it? Oh, I can't wait till I see how he spells that.
I use one to wash my back.
Eluthra, isn't that it?
I don't know.
I'm good at spelling, man. I'm good at smelling. I'm good at spelling. Oh, boy. Peter Luger Steakhouse in New York is number one. The best restaurant outside of South Florida of all time, present, past, is or was. That Eric, man, he is, in spite of all the terrible things you say about him, all I got to do is just drop some little hint. Man, he is right on it. It's a labor of love, man. Peter Luger Steakhouse is winning hands down. Man, I wish, of course, we got all these New Yorkers, you know. Now, Josh said you were in New York, right? Where did you say you went to some skanky club?
Scores.
Oh, no, a good club. That's right, because we're going to be doing spots for them, so we got to say it's a really great place. I thought you went to some skanky place like Club 54, which I'm sure is long out of business. Scores, right? Did you score?
No.
No. Well, what's the point then?
Because there is no sex in the champagne room.
Oh, damn it. What a bad break. And you didn't get to Peter Luger's? Well, there's only about how many thousand great restaurants in New York?
About 30, man.
Say what you will, just like I said about the U.S. Say what you will about New York, but man, there are restaurants there, and I haven't been there in a long time. I have no desire to go there because if I want to see a lot of Jews, I can go to a Sunrise. But it's just amazing the number of great restaurants. So I'm sure you didn't get to Peter Luger's, plus it's way out of your budget anyway. 46 for Peter Luger's with that great steak sauce. Burns Steakhouse in Tampa, 19. You see Burns move up the list from nowhere? Oh, that's a great place. It's fabulous. Now, see, you should go over there.
Yeah.
Got to take your whole family over there to Burns and let Greg buy a nice dinner. It's the least he can do for you for all this hard work you're doing all summer long. What are you laughing about? Or just take your girlfriend over there. Forget the family.
All right.
Emerald's in Vegas, 17. Rosewood Grill in Vegas, 15. Commander's Palace in New Orleans, 15. Nobu in New York has got 12. What is that? Do we know what that is?
Yeah, it's owned by one of the Iron Chefs.
Isn't it a Japanese?
Yes, it is.
Restaurant?
Well, it sounds like it to me. Well, what kind of people eat Japanese food? Like Greg Reed? See what I'm saying?
Me.
You like Japanese food?
I don't know why you hate the Japanese. What did they ever do to you?
I don't hate when did I ever say that?
You're making fun of their food and you've never had any?
Yeah. Well, unlike the Brits, which I do hate most of them, and I have had their food and it's garbage. The Japanese, I have no problem with them. They're very obedient, civilized people, and they just goose step right along. There's too many of them.
And the food is?
Delicious.
And of course the Chinese, that's, wow. Did you see the thing about all the, bootleg,
yes.
Oh man. All the rip-off stuff. Those Chinese, you gotta watch out.
They're gonna be our undoing.
You think?
Yeah. You chink?
Lime in the Virgin Islands 9. We got 400,000 Chinese people here in Toronto. You don't mess with our Chinese friends, all right? Nothing could be finer than to see your body on Spadina. But anyway, Lebecfin in Philly 8, Beefeater in UK 6. See, there's 6 votes for you, limey bastard. Leave him alone. Prince Spaghetti House in Boston 5. Oh, this is so great. Chintiggy Detroit 5. The Coral Gables in Michigan. Now, couldn't you put East Lansing in Michigan? Jesus, Josh. Like you don't know from East Lansing? 3. Rhapsody in Vegas 2. Ross's Steakhouse in Omaha 2. O'Donnell's in Maryland 2. Earl's in Vancouver 1. And Mr. C's in Omaha don't have any. It's got, that is un-American, I'll tell you right now. That is communist inspired. No votes for Mr. C's and those fried raviolis and fantastic steaks. 12:57, and you know something? We can talk about food from now to the end of time. It's just gone. I know, and I don't even fear that it's going to come back. My sugar addiction, it's just gone. In fact, I think I know where you can find it too.
Yeah.
It's in the box with Mom and that stale pepperoni pizza that Jeff Cohen sent over. Hey, if your carpet looks like hell, here's the answer for you. Do what I've been doing for over 20 years in a whole number of homes. And other people have been doing it for even longer than that because Dry Concepts has been around in town for 25 long, amazing years. By the way, thanks to our friends at Dry Concepts, they sent me a nice sympathy card. They're thoughtful. They're nice folks.
They are.
So call Dry Concepts today and sanitize your home. They have certified technicians you can trust in your house. They will dry clean your carpets, the likes of which you have never even dreamed of in your life if you never used these people before. The stains go away and they don't come back. Even the filthiest, nastiest, most hopeless-looking carpeting, they'll make look and smell and feel just like brand new. And beware of those $5.95 per room scams, those scam artists, because they'll rip you off every time. At Dry Concepts, there's not a chance of ripping you off because they give you a written guaranteed price up front before they start doing that fantastic work. And whether it's your carpeting, your area rugs, your oriental rugs, your drapery, upholstery, all of these things. Dry Concepts uses a rapid drying technique so your carpets are dry in a couple of hours and you can really clean today and entertain tonight. With over 20 years of continuous service in town, you know you can really depend on these people. They can do a fantastic job, and like I said, at a guaranteed price. Give them a call toll-free. You'll never dream of calling anybody else. And when you do call, ask them to put you on their standby list, which can save you an extra 15% off their already unbeatable price. Call 1-800-248-5071. 1-800-248-5071, or check them on the web at dryconcepts.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Hello, this is Taylor Reese, and you know, Mama be listening to her angel Neil Rogers on 1-2 hour.
They say they'll keep up all their inquiries until they expose all the secrecies. Still they're not hearing what they want to hear, 'cause no one talks while under oath in there. Is it true the FBI knew about the threats? Did CIA make judgments that they now regret? Faulty anti-terrorism policies. We just need more answers from the man who's key. We need to know. We need to know what Bush knew about 911. We need to know. We need to know. We need to know.
Hey, Miss Bud, you're really slipping, sweetheart.
What Bush knew about 911. We need to know.
CNN's been hawking away on this thing for the last 15 minutes. Close associate of Osama bin Laden, Khalid al-Harbi, surrenders to the Saudi security officials in Tehran. They're schlepping him around in a wheelchair.
Khalid Paul Harvey?
Details soon. Paul Harvey surrenders in Saudi Arabia. They can't find Osama, but they said he'll do.
Page 2.
Exactly. So there you go. I don't see it on the, there's a big red thing, breaking news on the CNN website. I don't see it on the Fudge report yet, Miss Fudge. You better get your finger out of your,
rectum.
And get with it. Of course, he ain't listening right now to us anyway. He's probably on there with old Frankenmeyer. Bad news for all of us dog lovers. Greeks to gas 15,000 dogs before the Olympics.
Oh,
you know that old saying about beware of geeks bearing gifts?
Right.
Experts, in fact, what they used to say in Greece, beware of Greeks bearing...
Rectum.
Experts fear up to 15,000 stray dogs will be poisoned before next month's Athens Olympics, so the city looks pristine. Well, isn't that lovely? Remember that movie with John Stockwell, Pristine, about that car?
Right.
Authorities in the Greek capital fear the sight of packs roaming the streets will damage the country's bid to show it's modern and civilized. Yeah, we're really modern and civilized. We just gas all the animals out there. Maybe if we have any street people, we'll gas them too. Greek animal welfare groups say slaughter of the city's estimated 15,000 strays has started. 80 dogs have been found dead in Sardinia. Oh, I'm sorry, Sardinia. Sardonia's Italiano. Sardinia, a coastal resort where members of the British team are expected to stay. Sardinia, excuse me. Mi dispiace. One animal welfare activist said there's been a big increase in poisonings. We expect it to rise sharply in poisonings. David Bowles of the RSPCA International has been helping to train Greek officials to catch and treat strays humanely. He said, we're seriously concerned that thousands of dogs will be poisoned so Greece can show Athens as a pristine modern city. It would be barbaric and solve nothing. Yeah, pristine and modern. Even though it stinks like crazy there and it's schmutzy and filthy as hell and nobody with a brain goes there. The only people who go to Greece are the islands, Mykonos, places like that.
You what?
I said that's where all the maricones go.
You can
I don't see anything on that Fudge report yet. That is embarrassing to me. That CNN would be like a half hour ahead of her. Wow. Talk about the Don is slipping. In fact, maybe that's Miss Fudge's slip I'm seeing on there right now. 5670560, the best restaurant of all time outside of South Florida. Present or past? WQAM, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, may I speak to Neil?
Speaking.
Neil?
Yes.
I had, first the best, restaurant in Europe, and then, I'd like to put in for the best, Italian restaurant in America.
Yes.
Okay, in Europe, La Serre in Paris. I know you hate Paris.
I do.
But when the roof opens up and the food is extraordinary.
How are we spelling this? L-A-C-E-R?
Boy, L-A-S-S-E-R-I-E,
Oh, La Serre.
I think.
I see.
And then
yes.
I-L-N-I-D-O, El Nido, on 52nd, between 52nd and 53rd Street,
in New
3rd
York.
Avenue in New York City.
Okay, El Nido, thank you so much. Muchas gracias, arrivederci. Ciao. Dewey, will you calm down? Again, I see you're knocking the guy. He can't help it that he sounds like that.
Oh, he oughta.
El Nido, and I was in New York, okay? The guy meant well. At least he answered the poll, okay? The fact that he sounded like in a coma, he can't help it. Maybe he was listening to John Kerry speak.
Corral. Where was El Nido?
What?
Where was El Nido?
New York. New York. Got it?
Just.
And the other one was in Gay Paris. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. QAM, hello.
Is this Neil?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a suggestion for a poll, future poll.
Okay. Yeah.
What about the favorite cars from a TV show?
Favorite cars from a TV show? Like you mean Car 54?
Yeah, like the Gran Torino from Starsky and Hutch, that kind of thing.
Yeah, David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, but I wasn't a big fan of that show.
How about that car on Dukes of Hazzard?
General Lee.
Okay, thanks a lot, pal. Call us back when you grow up someday. 56705. I thought it was a lady and it was a little kid. Well, it's kids are out of school now, right?
Yeah.
Kids are out of school. They got to have something to do, and we certainly want to make very sure that none of you kids out there go to neilrogers.com. If you're not at least 18 and have several pieces of ID, don't even think about clicking that thing on there right under John Ashcroft's nose and looking at all them booby pictures, because God only knows the punishment you're going to burn in hell. You could bet your life on it. 5670560. The Philippines are bailing out, by the way. They caved in over that truck driver, the hostage that they were going to behead. And they said, oh, no, please, pretty please. And they, okay. So I guess they're going to let him go, that, whatever his name is. We don't know what his name is. The truck driver.
Flip.
Yeah, Flippy. There's a lot of Flippies here, man. There's a lot of everything here. This is an amazing place. You just, we'd be lost. You wouldn't know whether to scream or eat a banana.
I'd, eat both.
WQAM, hello. Not there. Don't like that sound. WQAM, hello.
Second rally, riding your second. Second rally, riding your second.
Oh, he's practicing for the sports shows, all right? Just relax. Shack and a big shack attack and yeah. Really terminal, really ponderous. Although I'll tell one thing, it'd be a good poll for tomorrow. Who's got a bigger head, Shaq or Joe Rose? WQAM, hello. Not there. QAM, hello.
Is this George?
Yes.
Hey, George, I got a restaurant for Neil's Bowl.
Okay.
In Chicago, Gene and Georgetti's.
Gene? Is that like
Gene?
G-E-N-E?
Yeah, G-E-N-E, and the second word is Georgetti's.
G-I-O-R?
Neil might know it. It's Georgetti's.
Okay.
It's off of Ohio in downtown Chicago. Neil might have heard of it. Great old Italian steakhouse.
All right. Thanks a lot,
All
pal.
right, George. Keep up the good work.
Will do. I'm thinking to myself, because everything seems to...
Don't forget to tell Neil what that guy said.
What?
About jeans and Georgetti.
Oh, yeah. Hey, George. Don't be interrupting when I just had a brainstorm. I'm thinking to myself, if these people were smart, what they would do is they'd get a hold of Norma Kent, because even though he may ask me that, what I'm thinking is that if I'm going to continue this deal another, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 years, I think maybe during the summer, 2 days a week, we're extended maybe June, July, and August, and during the rest of the year, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we just flip-flop.
Okay.
Don't you think that's a good idea?
Sure.
I think the idea of me going back every day, 5 days a week, I don't think that's going to happen.
Can I get paid?
Well, of course. I'll let them take a chunk out of whatever they're paying me. I can got a few extra bucks in there somewhere. You see what I'm saying? I think that's a great idea. Now,
Sure.
Greg, of course, luckily is out of town, so he won't be hearing that. Muff, on the other hand, probably is here. Oh, gee, did I hear you say,
Oh, my God.
Because naturally, he's trying to feather his own nest because he knows the day that I walk out the door for the last time, his ass will be right, behind me. And believe me, I'll be looking over, I'll be looking over my shoulder. Trust me when I tell you. I'll be having a rearview mirror clipped to my cap. So that's something to think about, Duff, okay? And Clarence, something for you to ponder. Get yourself secured for another couple of years. Because I could handle 2, 3 days a week. That's fine. Doing this crap every day, I think, no, just you got to be a lunatic. Don't you agree?
Oh, no question.
You have to be a maniac.
Brutal.
I mean, especially, I had that thing with a table in there. I had that collision with my dining room table. We were two colliding forces there. It was like having a car accident.
Right.
And I still have I must have had a minor concussion or something. I still have it's going to take me weeks.
Right. Maybe that's why you don't remember any of those games we were talking about.
What? 12 minutes after 1 at 560 WQAM. Hey, you're on the right station for games, baby. It's all the games, all the
real
time.
sports people can relate to.
That's right. How about a little smear the queer? Hey, when your hair looks like somebody smeared you bad, you know who I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you look really like a clown. Here's the answer for you, Charles Alfieri. He's been doing it right for guys for more than 35 years. He's been on Good Morning America, The Today Show, CBS Morning News. He's been all over the universe because his patented hair system, the natural hairline system, is the best going anywhere. Charlie's new skin-like hair system is so good it is 100% undetectable. And Charlie gives you this 30-day guarantee.
About 30, man.
You try his hair system, you try his piece for a month. Just try it for a month, and if you don't love the way it looks and feels and smells, if you don't look better than you ever dreamed you could again, if the women and guys and everybody, little animals, are just crawling all over you, if that isn't happening for you, then just return it for a full refund. And don't forget, Charles Alfieri also services and repairs existing hair systems, including shampoo and trim. So don't delay. Call Charlie today and change your life forever. Forget about the pills. Forget about the muskrats. Look like a mensch. Call toll-free 1-800-321-2413. That's 1-800-321-2413. Or check them on that wicked web at charlesalfieri.com.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
If conventional sleep machines with settings like gentle rain and babbling brook don't help, get the John Kerry sleep machine. It lulls you to sleep with the mind-numbing sounds of a John Kerry political speech.
I used to toss and turn for hours, but now I just turn on my John Kerry sleep machine.
My internet
international strategy is centered on an
And
architecture
before I know
that is
it,
imperative if America is to prevail in the current geopolitical climate.
The John Kerry Sleep Machine offers 4 different policy settings to suit every mood. From tax reform.
My new payroll tax credit would restore
I'm getting so sleepy.
where it is lacking today. And where
To the economy.
before we can lay the foundations of economic prosperity,
my eyes
we must lay the foundations of economic intelligence.
Get the John Kerry Sleep Machine today. And with any luck, you'll sleep right through the election.
I'm John Kerry, and I approve the John Kerry Sleep Machine.
Available
The
wherever
only
fine-
sleep machine approved by John Kerry.
Let me tell you something.
118 at 5, please do. Oh, and speaking of Schmear the Queer, that's the Bush administration's favorite game now.
Is it now?
All the other stuff that's going on in the world, and what are they bringing up this week? Constitutional amendment to ban gay marriage. All right,
Well,
good
it's about
timing.
time.
Right.
You faggots are getting uppity.
There you go. Saudis, and how is it that CNN got this on their website? Miss Fudge put a link on there, but it doesn't go anywhere yet. It must be in progress. He must have heard me bitching him out. Nice going, Matt. You're really slipping in your old age, sweetheart. Probably got that big hat on too tight. Well, he's also got a gigantic head. Joe Rose, Shaq, and Miss Drudge. Who's got the biggest head?
We'll have to get them all together.
There you go. Oh, I don't think Joe wants any part of Miss Drudge. Maybe Shaq. Saudis, bin Laden aid surrenders. A close associate of al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden was flown from Iran to Saudi Arabia today after surrendering to security officials at the Saudi embassy in Tehran. Khaled al-Harbi, they show him here in his wheelchair, just smoking on in there, was believed to have been living near the Afghan-Iranian border. Video aired by the Arabic television network Al Arabiya Tuesday showed Paul Harvey, being carried from a plane and placed in a wheelchair. Al-Harbi is believed to have fought with bin Laden against Russian forces in Afghanistan about 20 years ago. Saudi officials believe he returned to Afghanistan in the mid-1990s, joining up with al-Qaeda. In late 2001, he was identified on a videotape conversing with bin Laden about the 9/11 attacks. News of the surrender comes after a Saudi amnesty offer in late June for al-Qaeda fighters to surrender within a month. And Robert Wexler was on our CNN about a half an hour ago, just ripping the Saudis and Bush and Ash. Nice going, Bobby Wexler. Oh! You go, boy. How about Bobby Wexler for president, damn it? He's great, you know. Isn't he good?
Yes, he is.
Outstanding. He's also trying to make sure that your vote might count this election if we have an election. A couple of voting, I don't have time, I'm not going to read all this boring stuff. Electronic voting critics sued Diebold under whistleblower law in San Francisco. Critics of electronic voting are suing Diebold Inc. under a whistleblower law alleging that the company's shoddy balloting equipment exposed California elections to hackers and software bugs. California's Attorney General unsealed the lawsuit Friday. It was filed in November, but sealed under a provision that keeps such actions secret until the government decides whether to join the plaintiffs. Lawmakers from Maryland to California are expressing doubts about the integrity of paperless voting terminals made by several large manufacturers, which up to 50 million Americans will use in November. How do you like that? And Florida's relatively new touchscreen voting machines, touted as a solution to the state's 2000 presidential election meltdown, didn't perform as well as the machines that used an older technology during a statewide election earlier this year, according to an analyzation by the Sun Sentinel. Records from the March 9th Democratic presidential primary show that votes were not recorded for 1 out of 100 voters using the new ATM-style machines. That sounds like 1% to me. I could be wrong. That's at least 8 times more than the number of flawed votes cast in the same election with pencil marks on paper ballots tallied by an optical scanner. Experts blame Florida's political leaders for embracing the relatively sophisticated touchscreen machines before they were perfected and made more user-friendly. 15 Florida counties now use touchscreen machines, including Palm Beach, Dade, and Broward! How do you like that? Would I have bought these? In December 2001, Broward chose a $17.2 million touchscreen system over a pencil and paper system priced at no more than $5 million. Earlier that year, in May, Palm Beach County agreed to pay $14 million for touchscreens compared to $3 million for the simpler system. Would I have bought them? No, Broward Election Supervisor Brenda Snipe said about the touchscreens. She started as supervisor after the machines were in use. Were we too fast? Yes. In fact, who would have been the election supervisor in Dade County, and Broward rather, during that time? Who's on trial right now?
Miriam?
Yeah, there you go. You go, girl. Far away. Speaking of girls, here's a fax from Chronic Rick, who's just like that. Get a life, Rick.
I have no life.
Your good friend Lynn Samuels is blasting your website on Sirius for all to go look at the Paige Davis in the beaded curtain. Maybe she's got the hots for Paige Davis.
Apparently.
Or maybe she's on our booby page.
I do.
Also, it says Mr. C's has 1 vote. And he knows the Caniglia as well. Well, that's good. Thanks for reminding me of that, Rick, but just to get a life. Yeah, Omaha's got great food. I'm telling you, Omaha's a place that would really surprise you. You'd be shocked. What restaurant any in the world outside of South Florida is or was the best, where you had the best meal that just was like orgasmic and then some? 278 votes, or 228 votes. Very few votes because most people never ate in these places, right?
Right.
And plus I'm babbling incessantly. That's okay. I'm enjoying it. Peter Luger Steakhouse, New York, 52. Burns Steakhouse in Tampa is catching up close, 45, which I'm sure I might have a chance in winning because it's so much closer, right?
Right.
You got to go there. In fact, take Josh over there this weekend.
Not this weekend.
Next weekend.
All right.
Commander's Palace in New Orleans, 20. Well, I mean, Hank was always taking his producers out to lunch all the time. Remember that?
Yeah, he did that instead of buying them cars.
Oh. Commander's Palace in New Orleans, 20. Emeralds in Vegas, 19. Rosewood Grill in Vegas, 17. Well, then buy Josh a car for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, buy him what did he say the other day? Lamborghini would be good. You just park it in his driveway. You never drive that damn thing, but at least impress all the hotshot girls.
I got a car in here for him.
I'll bet. Rosewood Grill in Vegas, 17. Nobu in New York, 13. Japanese. Is that a sushi place?
Among other things, like steaks, high-end.
Well, Japanese do make really good steak. They have that really,
that
good
Kobe,
teriyaki crab.
Kobe beef.
Loaded with salt, by the way. That Kobe beef is supposed to be the best. He's on trial, though. Beef Eater, 11. Lime Inn, Virgin Islands, 10. Lebec Finn, Philadelphia, 10. Chintiki, Detroit, 6. I'm amazed that many people remember. That is, in fact, it just went to 7 as I said that. Prince Spaghetti House in Boston, 6. Tuesday is Spaghetti Day, or is it Wednesday? Prince Spaghetti Day?
Wednesday. Brian says.
How do you know that?
Eric said that.
Well, how the hell does he know?
Apparently, he knows.
Well, I think with Eric, every day is Spaghetti Day. O'Donnell's in Maryland, 5. Rhapsody in Vegas, Rap City has got 3. Coral Gables in East Lansing, 3, and Eric didn't change that from Michigan to East Lansing. Please, I'm so embarrassed that it just says Michigan. Because that when you say Michigan, people think of Ann Arbor right away, and the University of Michigan, because Mad Dog's always hawking him with Michigan.
All right.
Fair. Ann Arbor's for Goyam. Mr. C's in Omaha's got 2 now. Earl's in Vancouver's got a pair. Ross's Steakhouse in Omaha, 2. The Green Dolphin in Cape Eleuthero, 1. Gene and Giorgetti's in Chicago, 1. That's the guy that called in, obviously. And El Nido in New York don't have any yet. Now, what about La Serre in Paris? We're not putting it on there?
Who?
When you were in a coma because that guy was so boring.
Oh, that guy.
So forget, he only gets 1. He gave us the other one, so forget about La Serre. I'll let frog food. Okay? Line 9, WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
God.
Speaking.
Great. A couple things.
Yes.
Yes, sir. For your poll, fish bones. I don't know if Orlando counts. It's like the northern end.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
Fish
a great
bones?
Place. Fish bones. Man, have you ever gone there? You have to go there. It's worth going to Orlando just to go.
Okay.
And the other thing is, who does your the bedtime stories research? They're excellent. Do you do that?
Me.
You?
In fact, I'm glad you asked, because even on the days, to show you what a old trooper campaigner I am, even all summer long, even on the days when George is working, I'm still doing the stories.
No kidding.
Yes, sir.
We'll keep up with the good work, sir.
Okay.
And thank you so much.
And have a great life.
Yes, sir.
And say goodbye. Bye. Thank you, Pally. He just didn't want to leave, you know what? He was so emotional about it. He didn't want to say goodbye. I'm sure you've known people like that.
Yeah.
No, but that's a good point I make, is that I'm working my ass off. Did anybody believe it?
No.
Well, I mean, spending a few minutes. Every single day, even on the days when George is doing the show. Now, what do you think of that idea of mine? I think we really should pursue that.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
I could work till maybe 65, a piece of cake, but every day, now, too much, Doc. Clarence, can't handle it. I'm an old doddering fool, man. I don't want to wind up in a box like Ma. Well, maybe 91 would be okay. Don't you think that my sweet tooth, that neurotic part of my brain it's probably right in the box there with her, there at Levitt Weinstein. By the way, thanks to the nice people at Levitt Weinstein, did a fabulous job in Hollywood. Very good job. Very professional. And thanks to the rabbi who never even met my mother, but obviously was an expert. I didn't hear it. I wasn't there.
Always fries my ass.
Yeah. Well, first of all, why did we have to have like a Jewish funeral? She was as Jewish as I am. It was a dietary thing.
Tradition. Huh? Remember, the funerals are for the living, so therefore.
Yeah.
What are they going to have? A cat?
So that's why they got to put that. They have to be put through that excruciating thing of shoveling a shovel full of dirt on the casket. And I thought that years ago they stopped lowering the casket into the ground. I thought that they just left it there on that lift and then everybody walked away.
Correct.
And then, huh?
That's how they did it in our family, but we're not Jewish, you see.
Well, that's how you're supposed to do it. It's civilized. I mean, when people go crazy is when they drop that thing into the ground. It's like the final, you know, that's when they start losing it.
The coffin climbers.
Like Quasimodo, you mean? Hey, if you're on the Atkins diet, South Beach, Sugar Busters, or any low-carb, sugar-free diet, Delights of West Boca has helped thousands of low-carb dieters achieve their weight loss goals. You know, today shopping for the right low-carb products is almost impossible because everything on the shelf claims to be low-carb now. Everywhere you go, oh, this is low-carb. Well, guess what? Most of that stuff isn't going to help you lose weight. In fact, a lot of it will make you gain weight. Don't sabotage your weight loss goals. Come into Delights of West Boca and they'll help you stay on the right track with hundreds and hundreds of the best-tasting, lowest-carb products, and you can try anything in the store before you have to shell out any cash and buy it. They got a staff that knows low-carb dieting inside and out, and they're open every day till 10 p.m. Don't forget their guaranteed lowest price policy on all Atkins, Carbolite, and Pure Delight products. Delights of West Boca will not be undersold. You'll find Delights on the northeast corner of Glades and 441 right next to Boston Market, or call them toll-free at 1-877-LOW-CARB, or check them on the wicked web at lowcarb.com. That's with a W, L-O-W-C-A-R-B. Delights of West Boca really is the one and only official Atkins retail center.
My and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAQAM.
And I'm the big...
Oh! What's that stand for? Orgasm?
No, that's just short for Orlando Bloom.
You don't look Jewish.
No.
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 Wow.
No.
Wow.
Now Neil's going to rip me for 4 hours.
Well, I've been asked to keep this in strict confidence. But in case you're wondering why we're here, Joe got suspended. Joe got suspended.
Maybe we should take this call from our special guest, Roberto Luongo.
Hiya, Roberto. You know that I'm the voice of the Panthers now?
Yes. Hey, aren't you that squeaky voice guy that goes by all the time?
Oh. You got me confused with a character on another show. That's not me. I have children, you know.
Doy, doy, doy.
You have a funny name.
What
Okay,
did you-
what's this call about?
why did you-
Doy, doy, doy. Well, we can't get into that right now. Cue the music. Cue the music. Hey, Joe. I don't want you walking out of here with just this thing in your hand.
Come here.
Hiya, Joe.
I'm going to crush your head like a peanut.
133, Mad Dog at 2 o'clock. U.S. military, not Iraqis, behind toppling of the statue. I had that on our website last week. Did you talk about that?
No.
I already knew that because in one of the books that I was recommending, I can't remember which one because after you read 40 books of the same stuff, it all blends together. And remember I talked about Christiane Amanpour just happening to be there with her CNN crew when that was going on. Just conveniently happened to be in that spot.
That's a quinky-dink.
Right. Oh, I know which book it was. It was the, let me go to the home page. It's that paperback.
Okay.
No, I can't even think of the names of them anymore. Just one moment, please, and I'll tell you. It was, not that one. Yeah, Spinning on the Axis of Evil.
There you go.
By Scott Taylor. Anyway, U.S. military, not Iraqis, behind toppling of the statue. In other words, there's no more conjecture about it. This was in the L.A. Times last week ago yesterday. The U.S. Army's internal study of the war in Iraq criticizes some efforts by its own PSYOP units, but one spur-of-the-moment effort last year produced the most memorable image of the invasion. As the Iraqi regime was collapsing on April 9th, U.S. Marines converged on Firdos Square in central Baghdad, site of an enormous statue of Saddam Hussein. It was a Marine colonel, not joyous Iraqi civilians, as was widely assumed from the TV images, who decided to topple the statue, the Army report says, and it was a quick-thinking Army PSYOP team that made it appear to be a spontaneous Iraqi undertaking. After the colonel, who was not named in the report, selected the statue as a target of opportunity, the PSYOP team used loudspeakers to encourage Iraqi civilians to assist, according to an account by a PSYOP team member. But Marines had draped an American flag over the statue's face. God bless them, but we were thinking from PSYOP school that this was just bad news, the PSYOP member wrote in the report. We didn't want to look like an occupation force, and some of the Iraqis were saying, no, we want an Iraqi flag. Somebody produced an Iraqi flag, and a PSYOP sergeant quickly replaced the American flag. Ultimately, a Marine recovery vehicle toppled the statue with a chain, but the effort appeared to be Iraqi-inspired because the PSYOP team had managed to pack the vehicle with cheering Iraqi children. How do you like that?
All right.
What you see is not what you get. Usually. Just pathetic. And, of course, there was CNN going right along with it. Oh, Kerry 48, Bush 45% in Michigan. It's real close in Michigan. Too close, wouldn't you say?
For comfort?
I would settle more like for 98 to 2 points would sound good to me. Government intervention, not just a better diet and daily exercise, is needed to combat obesity. Public health advocates and government officials said yesterday. I do want to say one thing. All right? And I know it's going to sound, 100 things. It's going to sound very insensitive. You see, you know what they don't understand? It isn't the method. In other words, there isn't one of us who's been fat for many years who doesn't know how to lose weight.
Right.
And what not to eat. It's doing it. It's how to be able to do it. That's what they ought to be centering on more, is the mental aspect of the whole, like this thing with me, where I just all of a sudden lost my whole sugar craving. It just disappeared. Once I got the monkey off my back. I mean, once I had that tragedy in my family. See how it works?
Once you get over your grief, you'll be back at it.
No more crap for me. Eating crap is what makes you fat. Even the late restaurant reviewer, Peter Clayton, I used to tell him, if you just quit eating so much crap, you'd be in better shape, and he just wouldn't do it. Now he's dead. Remember Peter Clayton?
No.
I've told you about him.
Well, from you, yeah.
He ate a lot of crap. With about 400,000 annual deaths attributed to obesity, speakers at the World Obesity Congress and Expo in Washington said I can't stop thinking about that. That's disgusting. A combined effort from the food, pharmaceutical, and healthcare industries in conjunction with the federal government is needed to shed society's extra pounds. If we don't do something, we'll have a horrendous problem on our hands, said U.S. Food and Drug Administration Commissioner Lester Crawford, no relation to Keith Crawford, who drives once in a while in Michigan. 64% of the U.S. population is overweight or obese. 64%! All right. How do you like that? Public health advocates at that British guy was right. Because the idea is pooper-size it, pooper-supersize it, and make it bigger and even that super talk. Everything has got to be bigger and bigger and bigger, not better. You wait till you see the numbers they're going to put out. Man, you're going to need a Mount Palomar telescope to see those. Nice going, David Ross and Petey Bolger, you idiots. You morons. I'll say it again. We all know how to lose it. How to do it, that's another story. Follow what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
Quit eating the crap. 5670560, like doing today's show. See, I'm talking about all these great restaurants, great meals we've had, and it isn't making me the slightest bit hungry.
I, on the other hand, and so is Josh.
Yes.
We're polishing over here, yeah.
Yeah. So why didn't you order some food? When Zach worked that one week, there was food coming in there. What was that one place, Josh?
The Joint.
The Joint. There, we had The Joint.
I've been working on them for a long time, and they won't respond.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they're not there when Josh calls them. Maybe they're avoiding him.
I don't understand what that means. I'm missing something. In other words,
like during your whole week vacation, I kept telling Josh to call them, and apparently our contact isn't there or is never there.
Well, then how come they sent food in when Josh and Zach were there? Maybe they don't like you.
Maybe Zach has the connection.
If it's involved with food, Zach's got it. And I don't care what any of you say. I've been thinking about it for at least 10 seconds. He has some kind of a vocal problem because of that weight. He can barely speak. He just makes sounds.
Well, wouldn't be the first time.
And your response is he's got a husky voice. No, he's got a husky body, not a husky voice. And as a result, he can barely speak. Like that.
It's a lot of weight on his chest.
Exactly. There you go. We want somebody that's rock solid. We don't want somebody that talks like that.
Rock solid.
That is just when you think, oh, man, he gives me the willies, the heebie-jeebies, and he ain't even Jewish. Brother, 20 till 2 at 560 WQM. Do you wake up every morning in a crowded bed? I only wish. Between the kids and the dog and the cats, there's no room left for you? Well, researchers say today's shoppers are choosing bigger mattresses because of overcrowding. And nobody's got a better selection of queen and king-size mattresses ready for immediate delivery than our good paisans at Dollar Mattress. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS, you can do it right now. You get a great mattress at a discount price that's unbeatable. Only Dollar Mattress delivers 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day, 7 days a week. Dollar Mattress continues to be ranked number one in the world of customer satisfaction. They were winners of the 2004 Better Business Bureau Local Torch of Excellence Award. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS, you'll get the best prices on the best brand. Delivery on your schedule. You pick the 2-hour window when it's convenient for you, and they show up then. And the best customer service in the business anywhere. Dollar Mattress has the complete line of Sealy, Serta, King Coil, Simmons, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns and Bananas Foster. And man, that Bananas Foster at Rhapsody was so good. Everybody at QM, including yours truly, we've been calling Dial Mattress for years now for our beds, and you ought to be doing the same. Log on to their website, 1-800-MATTRESS, or call them toll-free, 1-800-MATTRESS, 1-800-MATTRESS.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
America loves to watch boobs and butts and boinking.
All across the country, people are eating beef for dinner. In Laredo, Texas, the Bingham family's been poisoned by a bad pot roast. In Milwaukee, Stan Fleener's choking to death on a wad of filet mignon. And in Kittering, Maine, the Johnsons are watching Uncle Gene have a coronary. The doc says a lifetime of eating burgers has blocked his arteries tighter than a hangman's noose. At the end of the day, nothing kills so many people in so many different ways. Beef. It's what's for dinner. Possibly your last dinner.
145 at 560 WQM. What do we got so far? The best meal you've ever had, best restaurant outside of South Florida. Burns Steakhouse in Tampa is moving into first place. It's a battle. They love their meat, man. We got two steakhouses battling it out. I bet you if we could put Ruth Chris on here, which we can't because they're a South Florida institution, and they have like two locations.
They won that other poll you took.
They would kick their ass. I mean, Ruth Chris, I don't care what anybody says. We got one here that is the best of all of them right here. I mean, they got two in Vegas that are very, very good, that are excellent. And you'd say, well, what's the difference? Menu is different, more items, more selection, whatever. Burns Steakhouse in Tampa, 57. Peter Luger Steakhouse in New York, 56. Commander's Palace in New Orleans, 25. Never heard of it. Sounds pretty good. Emerald's in Vegas, 23. Told you, Josh. Nobu in New York, 18. Rosewood Grill in Vegas, 17. Beef Eater in the UK. The Beef Eater in the UK has got 11. How do you like that? Aren't you shocked?
No.
The Lime Inn in the Virgin Islands has got 10. Lebec Finn in Philly has got 10. Chintiki Detroit, 8. Boy, those were the days, man. Ate a lot of sensational meals in that joint. Prince Spaghetti House in Boston, 8. O'Donnell's in Maryland, 7. Coral Gables East Lansing. See that, Eric? He's right on it now, man. After I threatened him with bodily harm. 4. Rhapsody in Vegas, 3. Ross's Steakhouse in Omaha, 3. Mr. C's in Omaha, 2. Earl's in Vancouver, 2. I remember Earl's Drugs in Rochester, the 12 Corners. Monroe Avenue and Winton Road, remember?
Oh, that Earl, yeah.
Not too far from Don and Bob's, where it used to be. Oh, how about Don and Bob's? I might get on that ferry. You know what?
Again?
Seriously, on the Toronto to Rochester ferry, they've been having all kinds of problems with that thing. Number one being that nobody from here wants to go to Rochester, and why the hell would they? But I might get out, if there was still Don and Bob's, man, I would go there and just for old time's sake. Man, that is good stuff. Gene and Giorgetti's in Chicago's got a pair. Green Dolphin Inn, Cape Eleuthera 2. El Nido in New York 1, and Fishbones in Orlando just went on. It's got 1 out of only 269 votes, a low total, because most of you haven't eaten in these places, and maybe you can find, when you go to some of these places, you'll check out some of these joints, right?
Right.
You'll check out a joint.
Be right back.
How about Vic and Irv's? Are they still in business in Fort Lauderdale? Remember our fine sponsors, Vic and Irv's?
I do remember our fine sponsors.
They're still in business in Rochester. Maybe I'll go over there and check that out. What do you think?
No.
On the ferry?
See, the pain in the ass part of it is you got to go through the whole customs thing and everything. Right. It's just a pain in the ass. WQAM, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good.
Good. Calling about your restaurant poll.
Yes, sir.
Someone who's never been to Commander's Palace, I still have to rate it high because we had gone to New Orleans and we were recommended to go there.
Right.
But the owner, I guess his name was Brenner. He owns several restaurants in the New Orleans area. That's his,
right, David.
Yeah, that's his signature restaurant. And the day the weekend we went there, he had passed away, so that's what they used for his wake and everything. But I heard it's real good, but locally, I gotta go for Il Molino's.
What is it?
Il Molino's?
Oh, Il Molino's by the Gateway Cinema there, yeah.
Yeah. It's a very inexpensive place with good food.
Molto bene. Okay, thanks a lot, amigo. See ya.
Okay.
Yeah, well, and why did he bring that up? We like plugging that place, and I'm still pissed off that the one in Plantation isn't open anymore, or Davie, whatever that part of town is, Peters Road University, Plantation. What is wrong with people, man? There are places that I still don't understand it. People have such crappy taste. Place opens, the food is fine, is outstanding, the prices are moderate, and it's just, I don't know. Location. I tried to tell Jeff Cohen that once upon a time. Remember our friend Jeff Cohen?
I do.
From the world-famous pizza loft in Davie?
I sent that pizza to your mom?
It's in the box. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T, and for at least none of those people showed up there. That was the good news when I got the whole report. I got a detailed report. None of those interlopers who didn't belong there showed up there, which is very nice. Also kind of bizarre that I didn't, for all the flailing and gnashing, now Greg Reed did send the biggest bunch of flowers there to the funeral, which was nice, but I didn't have one sympathy card from anybody who works inside of our building. Now some people, made a comment, came in and said something, across the line here, like before the show. That was sufficient. But it would seem to me that if there was such concern and such gnashing and carrying on, that just like didn't I talk about that? It would be now a sympathy card would suffice?
Sure.
I mean, when I get a sympathy card from P.D. Lenny, no less, who works at 850 up there in Palm Beach for that Schmedrick up there, whatever his name is, Steve Lappa. He's just another Lappa dog up there, working with his old buddy Defoe. What does that tell you?
Lots.
WQAM, hello.
Yes, Neil, please.
Speaking.
Neil, on your restaurant poll.
Yeah.
A restaurant in Swansea, Massachusetts, where Emeril Lagasse used to work. It's about 3 miles from where he lived. Their specialty is prime rib and a 3.5-pound baked stuffed lobster, stuffed with lobster.
Mm.
Emeril said it's the best lobster in the United States.
Yeah.
And for people that are up in that New England area, if they're ever heading toward the Cape, there's a place to go for lobster.
Did you say it was in Swampscott?
Swansea, S-E-A-S-W-A-N-Y.
I don't think we can say that on air. No, but what city is it in?
Swansea.
Oh, that's the name of the city?
Yes.
I thought
The
that
name
was
of the restaurant is the Venus de Milo. At one time, it used to be a 40-lane bowling alley. It has gotten so big they converted the whole bowling alley into restaurants now.
Okay.
And they use it basically for banquets, but they keep a special section of, for public people coming in where there's not a wedding or a banquet going on.
What's the name of the restaurant again?
Venus de Milo.
Oh, Venus de Milo, okay.
Yes, and it's the great, like I say, even the Emeril says it's the greatest lobster in the
Well, if
United
Emeril
States.
says it, how could you go wrong? Okay, thanks a lot, Pally.
You're welcome.
See ya. Venus de Milo in, what do you say, Tommy Schwantz?
Swansea.
Choisy? Merci d'avoir choisi Air Canada. That's a French word, choisi. Oh, I see what he's... Oh, so it must be spelled C-H-O-I-S-I. See who was saying it kind of like in a Goyish way? Choisi. Right?
I'll take your word for it.
Well, I think that means choosing. Merci d'avoir choisi Air Canada. That means like, thank you for choosing Air Canada. And the reason I know that is because they put that frog crap at the airport,
I see.
Merci d'avoir choisi. Oh, I don't even like saying it. I feel unclean just even saying it.
Oh, it's very
Talking
nice
on
job,
frog. And then that fat frog fart that sat down at that machine the other day wins $4,000 on a machine. I mean, my breath was still on the glass. That's how close I was. Man. If it would have been, like some nice person, like a nice lady or some hot-looking young guy, I'd have said, okay, great, nice job. Good going. No, I wouldn't. I'd still been PO'd. Well, I can dream. 151 at 560 WQAM. Hey, the deals are heating up now, and the 2004 model year is winding down. Tired of that old gas guzzler you're driving? You want a new car or truck that'll give you dependability and reliability? Then you need to get down to Armstrong Toyota Homestead today. You'll find them on US 1, 20 minutes south of the 836, and it's well worth the drive because, like I always tell you, they're going to save you thousands on new Toyotas. Right now, Armstrong Toyota of Homestead's clearing out all the remaining 04s and passing savings on to you. Lease an 04 Camry LE sedan, 48-month lease, just $279 a month with no money down. Looking for a great truck? How about the Toyota Tacoma 4x4? Can be yours and get $1,000 cash back from Toyota. Looking for the hottest new cars around? Armstrong Toyota of Homestead is locally owned and operated. They'll do just about anything to make you a happy camper. Their service department is even open late till 8 weeknights to make sure they get all your work done for you. And these folks were the first dealers anywhere to offer you free tires and batteries for life. And now they're the first to offer you free replacement parts for life. I'll say it again because it sounds unbelievable, but it's true. Tires, batteries, and free parts for life. Nobody else will be doing that. You won't get a better deal on Toyota anywhere in South Florida. No bait and switch, no phony deals, just low prices every day, 365 days a year. See the GM, David Richard Armstrong Toyota of Homestead today for an unbeatable deal. Like I said, it's only 20 minutes south of the 836, US 1 and 293rd Street in Homestead. Drive a little and save a ton on a new Toyota at Armstrong Toyota of Homestead.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Next, dead babies.
The F-bomb came out of Cheney's mouth. The F-bomb came out of Cheney's mouth. It is wrong, but he's not backing down. No regrets are coming from his mouth. Bet the Senate's ears must have been hurting. Don't ask Dick Cheney about Halliburton. Cause if you do, he'll let a curse word slip. He should know when the ratings are low. Keep it zip. You know the battles must be near to start his heart. Start the CPR, except the mouth-to-mouth part. Cheney's mouth is really getting foul. They love profanity in the White House. Senator Leahy, don't you pick on RBP. He showed us his sweet charm when Dick Cheney dropped the F-bomb.
Okay, whatever you say. 157. You know, I'm glad the guy called about that Cheney story.
Okay.
Because I did read it. I don't know what day it was. Let's see. This is it was last Thursday. But I'm going to just this couple of paragraphs again because a lot of people didn't hear this. This is devastating. And the mainstream U.S. media, they're not talking about it. They're mum. Vice President Dick Cheney faces criminal indictments for illegal activities while CEO of energy giant Halliburton also illegally intervened to secure a $7 billion no-bid contract for his former employer after his election to office. The vice president is currently under investigation by French authorities for bribery, money laundering, and misuse of corporate assets while at Halliburton. Also faces a U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission probe of a $180 million slush fund that may have been used to pay bribes. Those who have read the analysis say it presents a devastating case against the vice president, concludes that Cheney has violated both the spirit and intent of federal laws on conflict of interest. Even worse, Cheney faces indictment by a French court on charges of bribery, money laundering, misuse of corporate assets because of fraud associated with the construction of a $6 billion petrochemical plant built by Halliburton in Nigeria in partnership with Technip, one of France's largest petrochemical